Yahoo, who has the Brazilian superstar Sparking, Dodge, who strengthened their roster by recruiting Corsa, and Tokyo Manjigang, who moved from Europe to North America, competed for the 6th place, and at the end, Dodge and Tokyo Manjigang won the tickets. The competition among South American teams was also on fire. Eueope 22 Esports and 4 men with Brazilian youngsters have qualified as a top point getters. Team X of Colombia and Synergy Esports with the living legend of Argentina, Siljan, put their name on the PCS 7 America list along with Trogloditos in a point tie. Eueope is consisted of the old KPI Gaming members. Siljan has left to Synergy Esports. This team is still very strong. With young bloods from Argentina, they've ranked first in South America regional playoff. As we've seen how well Brazilian rookie players performed in PNC 2022, let's keep an eye on Haven from 22 Esports and LFP VHC from 4 men, a team with interesting name, and see how they perform in their next global tournaments. Bing Bang Boom, Peak FA, the Rumblers, Eueope made it through the last chance qualifier. Bing Bang Boom heading to last chance qualifier was not expected, but they were able to make it to PCS 7 Americas thanks to Keenan's performance, recording the most kills and most assists. The strength of the Brazilian teams was also outstanding this time. No Brazilian team have passed the last chance qualifier in PCS 6, but this time, Pick FA and Eueope outperformed among prominent teams to qualify, and we should look forward to seeing if they can show their skills in the global competition. Let's check out PGC points for Americas. Sonics, who accumulated 725 points, and E-United, with 680 points, have indeed locked up their spot for PGC 2022. This means 4 seats left for Americas region. Which teams will be taking the spots in PCS 7 Americas? PCS 7 will be held in 4 regions around the world, starting with APAC and America on upcoming September 16th. And then Asia and Europe will kick off on September 30th. As this is the last chance to get the tickets for PGC 2022, please stay tuned to check out the results. We'll be back next time with news about Asia and Europe region. See you then. Bye!
我们这次是为了包揽 PCS 冠军而来。PCS 3连冠的队伍已经有了，但还没有诞生4连冠的队伍。我们这次是为了打破纪录而来。
패트리커의 3연 우승은 대단하지만 영원하진 않다고 생각하거든요. 4연속 우승 도전은 저희가 꼭 끊어내도록 하겠습니다.
韩国队每次都说要拿 PCS 冠军，但是已经说了6遍了，即将也会成为第7遍。趁现在赶紧再说说吧。
중국 팀들이 좋은 모습을 보여준 건 인정하는데 저는 무조건 이제 이기고 싶습니다. 절대 지고 싶지 않아요.
PCS 軍では自分たちがどれくらい実力を発揮できるかっていうのを試したいと思ってます。
我们的目标是拿到前3名，然后也要证明 GS 在亚洲区的实力。我们 GS 会变成他最可怕的敌人，然后送给他们一点颜色小小。
上一次我拿了亚军，然后在更早的一次也拿了一次亚军，这次能不能再突破一下拿一下冠军？
这次我们希望能达成大满贯的荣誉，从 PCS 7延续到2022 PGC， 然后我们是非常有信心夺冠的。
이번 PCS 거기서 거기라고 생각하기 때문에 우리 배고파가 기강 한번 세게 잡아보겠습니다.
他们没我弟我们厉害，他们就感觉不会自我突破，等好点拿冠军吧。
이번에 담원기아가 사고 한번 치겠습니다. 무시하지 마, 우리 한국인이야.
And we're here. It's the final day of PCS 7 Asia. It all comes down to this. 5 games to determine who is going to win our event and who is going to be going to PGC in Dubai. I'm paper thin. This is state. Big day today. Still a lot can change on the leaderboard. Still a lot can change about who's going to go to PGC. So this is a really exciting day, to put it mildly. There is so much at stake.
Yeah, so much is at stake. Will we have our first ever Korean champion? Will China win yet again? Will New Happy finally win a PCS? There's so much on the line. The top of the leaderboard is so stacked. Coming into today, it feels like anybody in the top 6, top 7 has a chance to win this thing. And considering the upsets that we had yesterday, I mean, GEX won the last 2 maps. Some of these teams, even lower in the standings, have been having really good showings, and that could really shake things up, even for the players at the top.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the thing about today to keep in mind is that yes, there is a pretty sizable lead for some of the teams in some ways, but it's not that great. Like, it's basically like you're talking about like 10 points from, you know, team 1 to team 2, team 2 to team 3. Like that it starts to get even closer below that. So yeah, everybody is really close. I think top 6, if you have an insane day, if you're the Kwangdong Freaks or Petrichor Road who are in 6th and 7th, yeah, you can get this done. But it's going to take one of the biggest days ever. And it's 3 Miramars, 2 Erangels today, State.
Yeah, it is 3 Miramars and 2 Erangels. And so far in this tournament, China has only won 2 out of 12 Miramar games. So I feel like if you're one of the Korean teams, if you're Gen G, if you're Begopa, this is really where you want to kind of show up, get a win going into those final 2 maps of the day, continue China's losing streak here on Miramar, and try to rack up as many points as you can, because right now, like, if New Happy wins one of these games on Miramar, it almost feels like that's going to be the nail in the coffin, because although they have only won 1 map so far in this tournament, they're first place in placement points, and they're even the top team on Miramar just because they frag out.
Exactly. It is really scary with what New Happy is able to bring to the table in terms of just their overall level of consistent play. Their team fighting ability is through the roof. Of course, you know, everybody's playing for this wonderful prize pool of $250,000 plus the extra money from the skin sales. Plus, of course, everybody's trying to get GC. Here's overall leaderboard. Let's take 10 points New Happy to Begopa, then 9 points to 17 Gaming, then 5 points to GFY, then, you know, that's 7 points to Genji Ha Math, and then 10 points to Kwangdong Freaks, and then 2 points to Petrichor Road. So I think it's worlds where Kwangdong Freaks can win this, but it's going to take a really anemic day from New Happy for that to happen.
Yeah, they need to have basically everything go right. They need to have a perfect day for the Freaks Road. If Freaks want to be the first Korean champions of the PCS, if Petrichor Road wants to win their 4th PCS Asia title in a row, they're going to need to fire on all cylinders, because right now they're 40 points out, and while, yes, that is not an insurmountable lead, it's going to be tough if they want to do it. And, man, as the top leaderboard so stacked, 10 points out, 17 being 19 points, and then 20 and 30 points for GFY and Gen G. It's really close. Erangel, 17 gaming, by far been the best team, 5.8 kills per game. Begopa right behind them.
Yeah, we were worried yesterday if, you know, 17 Gaming, we felt like they needed to have a pretty big day to, you know, stay in contention for the title. It was an okay Erangel today. They had a win, a pretty sizable win.
Yeah.
So that keeps them within spitting distance. So now they've got to have some big Miramar games. We know they're capable of the PCS 6. You know, can they find that form that they used to have? And I mean, this movement right here with Sho was just so brilliant from 17.
Yeah, Sho holding down the anchor at the 6 o'clock position just caught everybody by surprise. I don't think Danawa War Infantry expected it. This battle commenced, everything collapsed, and then the final fight, Sho coming in from the top row there, gets the perfect angle on Danawa, and they just were not anticipating. See it right there on your screen, mowing people down that SLR, a little right there with the M4 cleaning up. So not
30 years,
17 Gaming has got a win right there. I think 8-9 kills, 10 points for the they didn't have that first, but that second map definitely was a nice thing to put in their pocket.
Yeah, it gave them hope. And here you can see, Eueope has been a real pleasure to watch. And I really want to talk about what this team is and why this is so mind-blowing. They're able to be in the position. So obviously, everybody knows, in my mind, this is the greatest player to ever touch the game. And I don't think he's not it anymore. He's won a PGC, he's won a bunch of events, and now he took a break for half a year, put together a team of very good veterans who have tons of, big stage experience, but, just kind of slammed the team together last minute, got here, and then now is in contention for winning this event and is assured of the PGC.
Yeah, a big part of their success is also just straight up Pio. In particular this week, he has been climbing up the kill leaderboards. He is now in second place behind Akelef for the kill lead here at PCS 7 Asia. And on Miramar, I mean, we talk about how China hasn't been able to get a lot of wins on this map. They've only won 2 out of 12, but look at your top 2 teams right now. Just because they frag out, it's New Happy and Tyloo.
And this is a perfect kind of example of what you and I have been talking about the whole event, that the Chinese teams, their meta, their play style is to go for the points. Wherever they're available, taking high percentage plays to get points that are oftentimes safe, because not only are you, cleaning up fights that have happened, or you're hitting a team in a flank where they're not ready for you, or, and then on top of that, you're clearing more space for yourself. So yeah, sometimes you third party someone, then you get third party. That happens. But it's consistent, and New Happy in particular is just such a nightmare to deal with. I mean, you can just see they are with these barrel sprays, with their SLRs. They're so clean, they're so coordinated. What also really has always impressed me with these Chinese teams in the last couple of years is their team fight, just synergy. The way that everybody plays off of each other, there's double peaks. It's like they don't even have to talk to each other. They just know, and they get their job done. And of course it helps when they're just absolutely, bananas with their assault rifles.
Yeah. I mean, we saw it right here in this final circle. They weren't able to win because they got engaged in that fight a little bit, but I mean, despite that, they got so many kills. You would watch them the way that they kind of establish a beachhead. Everyone kind of covers the first guy going in line to breach the compound, and it's just like the synergy across this team, the way they work together is phenomenal. And Tyloo as well, one of the best teams playing here on Miramar, although they're a little bit behind in the standings, not really in contention for first place. They've had a great tournament.
No, they really have had a very solid tournament, a very solid year. They are basically going to PGC. Basically a done deal for them. And of course, like you were talking about, Akelef still our kill leader, still our damage leader. Our assist leader still Xiao Didi, who has been very, very good for 17. He's been a, kind of that 1-2 punch with him and Joe for 17 that has really propelled them to the success they've had so far this year. I mean, 17's always been good, but this year, I think this is the best version of 17 I've maybe ever seen.
And here with only 5 maps left to play, I feel like you got to kind of focus in on the top key players for all of these teams. Now, Ake's left with Pero, World, where they can come in first with this day if they have an absolutely huge showing in these 5 maps. If they pick up wins, they get a lot of kills, and New Happy, as you said, it plays kind of anemically. There is a world where Pero can win, but Ake's left has to absolutely pop off. Same thing with Eueope right now. Pio is a huge part of their success here in week 2. He's now up to 40 kills, second overall here at PCS 7 Asia. He's going to have to do really well. Zipian, we've seen every time New Happy gets a Groza, they put that thing on him. They trust him to get those kills. He's up there at 37 kills, and that's why those guys are top 3 in the fantasy league right now. Is they get so many points for their team. They are so critical to the success of their team. And now with everything on the line, Ake's, Pio, Zipian, and Show, they're going to have really good days for their teams to win it.
Absolutely. You're looking at these superstars to really come through right now for their squads. And, there have been at times other players for these teams with Petrichor Road, whether it be Mill or Ming, huge days in kind of a late stretch to kind of push them over the line. Always Akelef, Pio, Zipian, Ming, Show, Renba in this case, or Anonix for Genji. These guys are always having good performances pretty much no matter what. They're reliable. But sometimes it takes those role players to have a big final last couple days as well to push you over. Now, you caught me a little bit.
I did say yesterday.
I'm right at 500th in the global ranking in Asia right now. I'm like exactly at 500th coming into the day.
Yeah, I finally had a little bit of a better day. We talk about anemic showing. But man, my performance in Fantasy League has been anything. I've been really struggling right now. Tongmu having a huge day. He's so much damage. I think Salute is the top killer right now, but Tongmu just absolutely destroying. I think he's put up like 7.2k, 7.3k damage over the course of this tournament. Although he's not one of the kill leaders, only Akelef is ahead of him in damage.
Yes.
So
he's been phenomenal. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Right now, Salute is actually our assault rifle damage leader. This week, he just went bananas with it. I don't know what happened, but he's literally 700 assault rifle damage more than a Tongmu. And he's one of like the few players who has more assault rifle damage than DMR damage. There are some others, like 7-7 for Tianba, Wang Zai for infantry are some that come to mind. There was another one that for 17 that I can't think of right now, but they're all, like, there's only a few players who put up more assault rifle damage than DMR damage. Tongmu being one of them as well, so actually he's not. No, I take it back. He's not. He is not. Hold that thought. Tongmu is not putting up more assault rifle damage. He's putting up so much damage total. It's crazy. So his DMR damage is also through the roof. But
and his AR damage is just insane.
Yeah, he's doing it all, right?
Yeah.
He's a well-rounded player this event. Really fun to watch him frag out. And that GFY team, it's really important for them. I think we should talk a little bit about the PGC stuff because that is not a little bit. It'll probably be a very big storyline that'll be the undercurrent of today. And so for GFY and Eueope, for example, they just need to be top 5. They're top 5, they're golden, they're into PGC. Well done. If they go below that, that's where things get tricky because of TMA, who was at PCS 6. They have 80 PGC points, so it creates this weird little line where if you get down to 6, you get less than 80 points. And then you got to rely on some luck. Like, you got to rely on some other teams maybe not doing so well and things like that. Like, you could still get in, but you significantly reduce your chances of getting much more pointful. So really, I'm keeping an eye on this because of how precarious their position is. I think Eueope is basically good to go.
At a first right now, so probably feels like they're going to be a lock and like have a really surprising day. But considering how well they played yesterday, I mean, even when they were up against the ropes and they had to rat it out, they were able to find placement points. They were able to find kills. And that kind of tenacity, like willingness to just grind it out, like honestly scraps, like just a couple of points. They're scraps, but that's the difference between a championship team and a second-place team. And the way that Eueope was playing yesterday proves to me they have what it takes to be a championship team here. And guys, we're ready for the first map of the day. Only 5 maps left to be played here at PCS 7 Asia, as in a couple of hours we will have crowned a champion. And all these players, all these teams, they've got to be feeling the pressure. It's all going under the wire.
Absolutely. This is going to be the best, most intense day we've had so far at PCS 7 Asia. It's day number 6, game 1. It's Miramar. Here we go. 5 games to go. Find out who is going to be our champion, our final PCS champion of 2022 in Asia, and who is going to be going to PGC. A fairly fair playing path here. I mean, I'm not. It's a little bit more Western than I think some teams would like. You know, for all intents and purposes, you're going to be happy to get to where you got to go. Now, I want to break down a little bit of PGC point stuff here in the hopes that nothing crazy happens in the beginning of this game. So we talked about Eueope and GFY. Let's go through the teams that we know are qualified.
Yeah.
New Happy, no doubt. Petrichor Road, no doubt. 17 Gaming, no doubt. Kwangdong Freaks, no doubt. Eueope, again, they're probably fine unless something really wild happens. Tianba, in, basically, no matter what happens here. Tyloo, no matter what happens. Genji, there is a weird world where I think it's so unbelievably statistically unlikely we might as well not even talk about it. Genji's in. GFY and Danawa are on, those are 2 teams we really got to keep our eyes on today because GFY is in a really precarious spot where they need to be top 5. So GFY, if they slip down into 6th, then things get complicated. So here it is, literally what I'm talking about right now. This is the current standing. So GFY, Danawa just needs to be better than 12th, and they're fine.
But if Danawa right now at 10th place, I mean, the difference between like maybe rank 8 and rank 15 is only a handful of points. It is incredibly tight there in the middle of the pack. So Danawa, although they are in 10th and they need top 12, I'm not saying any means they have a good showing today. And so far here in week 2, a little bit shaky from Danawa. We saw a bit of a better performance from them yesterday, and they're going to need to continue that here on the final day of the tournament if they do a top 12 spot. Because, like, for example, the way we saw GEX extra. There's a lot of fight in these teams that aren't quite at the top of the leaderboard. They want to climb the ladder. They want to get more of that prize money. They want to have a little bit more confidence for teams like GEX going into that final championship of the year. And so they're going to have to show up today if they want that top 12.
Yes, this is a really important day for Donowa. They have looked, frankly, mentally shaken this event. If I'm just being, perfectly honest with what I'm seeing a lot of mental mistakes. Eueope, of course, this was the last game of yesterday. They slaughtered 4 or 5 teams in this match. Like, it was absolutely brutal. They wrecked Damwon Kia, they wrecked USG, I think they wrecked the Freaks, I think they wrecked Gen G. Basically, they were just wrecking everybody. And this is what makes this team so scary, is, HS just literally 1v4s Damwon Kia by himself. And, Ming, ZP on and on are also just absolute monsters. So this team, no doubt about it, in that previous game, HS.
Yeah, just absolutely huge. And I mean, they didn't win that game, but they certainly got the most points. They absolutely racked up the kills, got another top 3, and that's one thing that I've been honestly phenomenally surprised by, is that despite the fact they've only won 1 game far in this tournament, they're first place in placement points. I mean, despite really tough situations that they found themselves in, they always seem to find a way to get top 3, top 4, and get a little piece of that pie. And behind, they're getting so many kills as well, as we saw in that last game.
Yeah, they're just so mechanically gifted. They can fight out of bad spots better than just about anybody. No doubt that that's a team you're looking for. Eueope, of course, in second place. I mean, again, I think it should go without saying that Pio is the best player of all time, and the results in this event should solidify that in his history book. Sungjong, of course, the former IGL of OG and Entis, of course. Brilliant IGL, brought this team to tons. It brought his team to 5s at international events, at Korean events, all over the place. They were consistently doing really well. And now he's a close quarter specialist. He's putting up really interesting kind of up close and personal, like 1vx's that he's winning. And he's the one who clutched the final game for Eueope to get to PCS. They had to win the last game in the PWS to even get here, and he was the one who clutched it. 98. So he's won an international event with OPGG. He's an expert. I'd say ratting, for lack of a better term. He plays a bit like Loki, where he can just sometimes outthink you, outsmart you in the way that he does. And Tuheart is kind of a player that probably a lot of people outside of Korea aren't super familiar with. Used to play in Griffin, was arguably one of the best players in Korea, if not top 5 in Korea for some time in terms of individual skill. Was IGL for them, and he's really doing a great job with the DMRs, putting up a ton of DMR damage. I looked at it; he's like over 6,000 DMR damage. So
holy cow!
So Tuheart is really popping with those long-range rifles for Eueope.
Yeah, Eueope from top to bottom, just playing fantastically, really firing on all cylinders, and it's part of the reason why they're only 10 points out of first place, as our teams are starting to file in to Los Leones. Eueope is center of this big city. There's a nice here. We got 4 next circle pops and southeast on this one. We'll see where this one decides to go. Of course, circles really tend to shape up on Los Leones, but we haven't really had any urban circles that I can remember here in PCS 7.
Yeah, not yet. Maybe we're due. And they do end in Los Leones from time to time, of course. Now, we'll see on phase 2, because Los Leones is right in the center, like, it's hard to judge where the circle is going to go. You can go literally anywhere. So this is one of our circles where it's hard to talk about what the circle is going to do initially. There's just so many possibilities for what it wants to do. And I think Eueope is keen to lock down kind of the valuable parts of Los Leones. Now, it does go into Los Leones. It's kind of interesting that there are parts of the city that circles are more likely to end in. So it's important to control certain structures, like really tall ones, in those areas, particularly in and around the Abbey, which is that big square structure. That one is certainly to go there, or the soccer field that's in the they like to end somewhere near there quite often as well. So, but in general, in Los Leones, you're looking for the tallest buildings. Those are the best buildings.
It's a good way of approaching it. Looking for the tallest buildings. So we've really actually picking up a crate there in the city. Ming now with an AWM. I think it came on the level 3 gear as well. As nice start here to today, picking up some good loot. As they got a long drive, and those to decide to go that way. We'll see if they decide a little bit, as a lot is already occupied, as well as the perimeter of it. And Eueope, I mean, coming into today, again, China has only won 2 maps so far on Miramar. I feel like Eueope really, they want to come through with a win here in the first 3 maps heading into Erangel, because them and 17 Gaming are the 2 best Erangel teams so far in this tournament. But if they pull New Happy just a little bit here and at least stay dead even with them points, I'm really liking their odds. But just the way that New Happy's been playing in yesterday on Miramar, just absolutely destroying, getting double-digit kills, like it must have been like 16, 17, 18 kills in that one game. I'm feeling very confident in their chances unless someone is able to slow them down.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think really this has to be a 3 set for Eueope. There's a world that just runs away with this.
Yeah.
We go into one, you know, how is this going to go? You see that from time to time in PUBG. But there's tons to play below this, of course, so there's tons to still watch for. So, I mean, yes, New Happy may, you know, who knows? We hope, you know, as fans, we hope that it's close into the game. You know, we want that excitement. But that's not always the case. That's part of the fun, right? Like, it's all about consistency over time.
Yeah, absolutely. And just as you said, there is a lot to play for everybody. Well, GFY, you mentioned they need top 5 in this one to solidify their spot. Damwon Key and Infantry also gunning for top 7. Danawa, they have to get top 12. So everywhere from top to bottom in this leaderboard, you're going to have teams fighting not only for the prize money, but also for the placement points, because they really want to get to that final championship. And there is so much on the line for so many of these teams that expect to play every single match out to. And Ghibli as well, man. The last 2 days, they've been fighting non-stop in the early game. It could really be a wild card here for a lot of these teams at the top.
It almost feels like to me, and I could be completely off base here, but it feels like to me Ghibli's coaching staff just said, just go for it. You guys just go fight. Like, let's try and practice some things. Let's work on some things. You know, see if we can bully people to control territory. 9 here, initially looking to try to pop the tire of one of the Donuts vehicles. Didn't get to see if he was able to successfully complete anything there. Completing Genji's rotation. You can see he's already got 1 tire onto Spears. He's trying to go for the second. This is just slowing things up, potentially for the other members of Eueope who wait ahead. Tuart's turn. He lets loose. So far, no damage. Well, a little bit of damage done there at the very end of it. Now, Sungjong, very good. Yes, 4-1. Can he find the second? No. He caught the head of Renba. Did find the knock here, and Genji desperately to just keep the pedal down, but Sungjong gets another. That's 2-4. And I told you guys at the beginning, his rifling has been really, really good. And there's another one, the mini. That is potentially 3 points here for Eueope.
Man, what a brainy move by Eueope, just holding down the fort here on the southern road, getting 3 players knocked there from Genji with some great rifling from Sungjong. And now it's going to be all up to Renba. He was able to get past that little barricade on the side of the road, but of his team, you see right now, and now finally going down, Spear to follow. As Eueope closing the distance, already getting 3 kills. I'd be very happy with that.
Yeah, devastating for Genji, but nice shooting from Tom. Korn and UFC have just been driving around, and they were angling more towards the east, gambling that maybe the circle would go that way, and now out in the open with Tong on the high ground, you got to get to that cement wall just barely. Is Americano going to be able to avoid a knock? But UFC is driving around, right? We saw it earlier, trying to find space, but the circle went. Again, this one's hard to predict because Los Leones was like dead center. You don't know where it's going to go. Now the circle is actually more likely to start going west or northwest. More than not, it's still go Los Leones, but we'll see. Ghibli
laying a little bit of the trap here, or getting caught in the trap of GFY for a moment, but wisely backing off, peeling off through this field. Only a little bit of damage there on C. Without too much trouble as teams continue to file their way into the next circle. Ghibli going all the way up north, seemingly past Minas Generales to find their way into this next circle as GFY hungry for some points right now. Every kill so critical for these teams. GFY, they really get that top 6 position.
I really like Ghibli's rotation here, though. There's a lot. Not only is there a lot of space, as we can see on the map up there, but there's a lot of high ground. There's a lot of playable terrain up in this northern part because that's like the Deed crater, the crater up there. You can see a little bit here from this angle that we're seeing from Petrichor Road of some of the stuff that's open up there for them to at least use as a staging ground.
Yeah, there's a lot of space as well. Most of the teams are still kind of hunkered down near Leones, especially around the northern side of it. So Ghibli will have a bit of area to play with. New Happy, during all that, was able to migrate to the northwest side of the city. This will be a nice staging ground for them to make the rotation later if the circle hard shifts. Some nice hard cover as well. If they're able to find any teams hot out in the open, we'll be able to get a ton of damage in as Donawa continuing to give trouble for USG Donuts. USG Donuts first fighting there a little bit with Tiamba, and now Donawa giving him hell as Kane takes quite a bit of DMR damage there, almost getting the knock, and Soul finally finishing him off.
Soul trying to reposition here to get the finish, and Kane, I think, not exactly sure where some of that shooting was coming from, or well, he couldn't really get around the side of that anyway. There was no way with the way that container's position to get through. Yeah, Donawa in a position where they gambled on the south side of Los Leones, in a similar kind of state to USG, where it wasn't the right gamble, and so now they have to fight their way through Los Leones proper, because likely the circle's going to start to go west or northwest. Doesn't have to. I mean, if this circle just centers on Los Leones, then we have a pretty good indication that it's going to be inside the city somewhere, most likely. This one definitely gives us. So we're going north of Los Leones here. This is the next circle is probably going to hard ship like north.
Yeah, 17 gaming with a 2-2 split right now in those kind of scrappy compounds. We'll see if they decide to hold that or if they're going to fortify one position. His team are going to make their way in. Tyloo coming in on the west side. Here, infantry, they're going to be reinforcing this position by CC, or perhaps he's going to be providing them cover. Keep an eyes on infantry as they rotate in.
I was watching this on the McGee is driving awfully close to Dunlap. Yeah, like there, but you know, big go pop on the west side of this. I think they were just kind of hoping maybe they could back when they move in, early stages, to get information and then make their decisions and their moves before on.
That's why 911 getting tied out a little bit here by GEX Xenon, and that headshot is good. Wow, last ball before be 911 going down for GFY. So Genji and GFY, two teams of the top 5, already losing 3 and 1 players apiece. As not the best showing for them. Here, everyone's fighting tooth and nail for every single point.
That's pretty clean on there. That was a really tough angle he had to get through and hit some good heads. So finally, DK is going to be making their move, and as we mentioned earlier, give the northern rotation towards these craters. So they're going to be contesting territory here, but they are already out of his vehicle. Going to watch Foxy go by. Didn't quite find enough time or the angle to go for the spray with the barrel, so he's holding his trigger for now. Let's see if anybody else. Now Humine starts lighting up. Here we go.
Yeah, Zierm going to try and find Mental there, but Mental with the Murado a little bit too quick going down hill. And long actually from Pero getting in on this action. There's a little bit more breathing, like rotating as someone to. It's like crashing this compound here for Ghibli as Tosi gets the first frag there on under.
Loki responds onto Zayarm. Now, Tosi again, finding another. Just absolutely phenomenal work here, being tough to keep track of. Has to break the glass to go for the flush. Looking out into low position. Him and Foxy, the only 2 left, and they have to rethink this maneuver. It did not go well.
No, Tosi just nails there on the defense of the northwest side as DK attacking. Give him trouble. Foxy has no momentum going up that hill. He's losing tires, he's losing health, and he's now half HP. Going to pop a smoke to try and heal. But behind all that, GEX and Tiamba fighting out. Chewy getting the knock there on SSR to start things off as GEX scrambling on the north side of this compound. They're going to try and come in on this, and it seems they will not be able to get the res as Tiamba, with their nice 3-1 split, able to hold that.
This should be northwest or north or something like that, maybe west, but somewhere most likely we are going to be leaving Los Angeles west. 17 in a very nice spot. There's still the God compound right next to GFY. I can see Donawa potentially driving for it. I mean, we knew Foxy kind of done, but that's just proof of the pudding right there. And here we go. Here's that fight I was just alluding to. Peng going to get knocked by Salute from the side seat, and that's going to send the other 2 members of GFY retreating.
Yeah, Donawa just a little bit quicker there to that God compound, and Helen with some shooting able to clutch that one out is on the side, and GFY now, they got to go back to the drawing board as they have GEX on their east side. You see Savior right now with a great angle, actually sees the head of a Tongmu, gets 2 headshots, and that's a Tongmu knocked. His last remaining for kind of scrambling to the situation. Now none from New Happy.
Let the molly fly. He's got mollies. Oh, Zen non. Oh no. They need we not throw ability.
I'm not sure if that's shooting them with the DMR. Is a little bit late here. Summer wish off on lead.
Really got tunneled. Use its gun there.
You should be able to
the utility is back up.
use your drops.
You should be able to get the land right inside of there. And, you know, potentially at the very least, confirm the knock. Young does get knocked for Tobago Pa. Too hard in the other. I mean, Tobago Pa is a tough road ahead. They were on the outside looking.
I set it up, so I hope it works.
Around this corner.
I mean, use your bingo and shit like that.
Yeah, western side of this circle is very densely occupied, and Tobago Pa late to the party, not able to reach that compound. They get dispatched this game. Benji as well, finally eliminated Damonki and duke it out over here for this hill. Wangzai with a nice angle will clean up Loki, and now Damonki dead here in this lobby as Korean teams dropping it really fast here. First 3 teams out of the match number 1.
Yeah, you're kind of looking at Danawa here, or Kwangdong Freaks to have a big game for Korea. But right, you know, really right in my mind, I'm really looking at 17. Petrichor Road is having also really good in this position there. New Happy is just wild card consistent and big. AWM is a wickedly scary prospect.
Yep. It's not there on Soul. Lambu waiting for that smoke pop so he can move on over and get the res off. As New Happy's been posted up over here on the northwest side of Los Leones for what feels like forever, and it's just a very intense position. Been sitting here for so long, and let that double fly, man.
No. Well, New Happy knows this space better than anybody, right? So this should be, you know, really comfortable, you know, sight lines and those kind of things to work with. So still, Danawa, Petrichor Road 17, not much changes here for them in terms of what they have to do other than defend their spots, because now things get desperate for everybody on the outside looking in. Those are the only 3 compounds. Other teams got to figure out a way to find space. Of course, there's a few hills here and there on the northwest and on the south side, but for the most part, the compounds are going to be some of the safest territory. There's a little bit on the east here by Danawa, too. You can maybe nestle underneath them.
Yeah, and Tai Lu now coming in. It seems like they're not going to be setting up for a crash just yet. Posting up just to the south. 7-6 compound, and now Tiamba coming in. There's no big knock on Wayless, and Tiamba's going to use that as an opportunity. This nade could be good. ZG coming in just a little bit too far as the players for Tiamba were bunched up, but only finding a little bit of damage there is 4AM.
4AM needs to bombard this position. Soul here, able to keep Summer at bay from GFY. Tiamba still scrambling to break the line to 4AM. More grenades are created on the open house part of the God compound. 7-7 able to get through. This is great work, great footwork here, but finally a knock coming through. Another one here for 4AM. Now it's Shaolu looking to see if he can finish. All of a sudden, the fight is turning into Tiamba's favor. Chewy's still up. Wayless and Shaolu alive. That's 2 down. CG and Forever get cleaned out.
Yeah, 7-7 and Chewy with big knocks right there. Now Chewy going to try and find 2 more with a nade. He gets a good idea of where they are, but perhaps not enough time to throw that as Wayless and Shaolu able to vacate that position. Now Wayless with a nade of his own going in that cubby. It looks good. Chewy takes
Chewy. Now, only one member of 4AM. Yeah, he gets taken out as well, so.
Yeah, and Tiamba, this man has been pretty spot on so far in this tournament. So able to survive that for 2 minutes still up. Evan, he's been getting a ton of damage so far here. One of the top highlights here for Gibb. Trying to battle it out here with Akeslep just a bit. The name right now. Donuts. Corn trying to find an angle here on New Happy. His feelings on the west side of Los Leones. trying to find their way in.
Yeah, Corn can do some damage here to Eueope. A lot of other teams are going to be very happy about that.
As it turns out, I mean, you know, it's not completely going to position the barricade the Pongo to reach the side of this.
Now is here, position reveal. Get into DP. Goes for the repeat. He's going to pay the price. All on deck. Lambu knocked now by Eueope.
I mean, it's just one battle to another. They turn on a dime and start fighting.
Eueope's just so dialed in this week.
And Eueope doing a great job consolidating that starting position, but they do have Ty Lue to worry about just above him. Well, just below them, actually. Look at this angle. Not great for Ty Lue.
The only thing they have going for them is that 17 can cover them inadvertently. You know, that's what you got going. If Eueope starts committing like frags and stuff down on the Ty Lue, it could be problematic. But they're going to go for the vehicle first. Nan is out just by himself. So Lute's actually the one who got the knock here to help out. Tongs stabilize and keep Eueope at bay. Another one comes in. This is one at a time for Eueope. This is uncoordinated that drops.
Kind of uncharacteristic play here from Eueope going in one at a time here in this dip. Kind of thought that one of them would just lead back and then everyone would fall in right behind. But why not Nate first not coming in the vehicle together, and instead Eueope with a rear blunder here, losing some players to Ty Lue in a fashion that we haven't really seen from them so far in this tournament. Usually they've done beyond an ongoing dive at all. He's going to try and vacate this position and find something else to work with as the next circle has popped.
Yeah, Donawa is going to be now on Eueope watch duty, and you can see that Donawa is putting a ton of damage into Eueope. They're even going to shot. This is Shao D, waiting with the knockers. That's one. See, beyond the last one alive. First play. Look for the Molly, but not even going to be able to get the chance. Up there from how it's over.
Yeah, this is pretty much the best case scenario here for 7. Fully up. Now Ghibli over here on the western side. We'll have to watch out for infantry on this flank. Wangzai sneaking up behind them. The 1-3 split for infantry devastating here. Wangzai getting a good initiation. I spray with a barrel on Human, but not sure where the rest of Ghibli's players are. He's able to take him out. Grenade up and over now. Lynn's grenade is really good.
It's going to get the knock on Toki as well. Perfectly off that rock. They need everything they can get here. They need a big game. So they're going to fan out and start collapsing on this fight.
Yeah, two knocks for Perro right there. We're going to try and lead out Longspur as well. Does finally get the flush. And Ghibli in a lot of trouble. Ming now with a nade getting Human, and Perro, we've seen this time and time again where he feels confident in his initiation and able to go for it. Esports eliminated only 2 players up for infantry. Nil, Long, and me coming in. Monster's going to let out a nade, try and buy his team some time. But Lynn already knocked.
17, who's now collapsing into this fight. They want to put this point. They want to prevent Patrick Road from getting them. I can those are there floating around inside of Patrick Road as well. Grenades right. And
down goes infantry. So 17 able to steal those points away from Petrichor Road. In the meantime, by the way, 17 absolutely wiping out Donovan West attempt to try to take control of the center of the circle. So,
in all of this
chaos and confusion, 17 really good job
of maintaining space.
17 fantastic job fighting on. Helen goes down to show as now it's a 2v2. 4v4 is Perro and 17 getting the last 2 teams standing. There's a lot of points on the line right now. Both these teams in contention. 17 finished this map in first place. Perro they want to close that distance.
Yeah, 17 Gaming has already leapfrogged ahead of Bagel with their current points. Now let's see if they can catch up to Eueope, but Petrichor Road wants to have jump once again, trying to find that wide angle, and he's already getting damage done. Petrichor Road at least hillside here to work to kind of keep themselves safe from his angles, at least for now. They're going to have to
back towards the north, and I think gaming is going to be relatively. Yeah. Perro, although they do have that hill to work with, 17 Gaming has the wider spread. Navigating the more game plan is kind of control as much territory as you can, set up crossfires, set up don't give Pero any options. Is now Mill and Show battling out just a little bit.
Yeah, Petrichor Road is looking for a flank to overstack. That's generally the way they like to go. So it could take some smoke to cut off some angles to kind of trickyly maneuver some players.
Do have team play.
Try to break open a flank. Look at the reaction. They're going to onto one front to try to guard this hillside, leaving Xiao Yunidi though in a very uncomfortable position in the middle of this circle.
Yeah, 3 players are on the north side and just Mill holding down the flank, and 17 Gaming looks like they want to pounce on this position, but keep in mind, Mill does have a Grows where that thing can dish out a ton of damage here. So they're careful now. Xiao Yunidi continuing to move across the middle of the map. Mill doesn't seem like he has a full idea of exactly what is going on here. Show all right behind this hill.
Yeah, if Mill does damage here, you're going to have a good opportunity. They send somebody's going to be close to the tree. Mill has to be smart to get out right away as soon as he senses any danger. Now the other members of 17 caught in a crossfire. Ming can get one knock, a lot of others taking a bunch of damage. Out the open, and not as 2 big knocks for Ming.
Yeah, Pero with fantastic defense here. They make 17 Gaming pay for that push. There's now all the last man alive. Very likely is that name almost got 17 Gaming all but dead here.
Yeah, they know where Xiaobei is, and they're going to make everything up. That volley even clips him. That might have done the job. Shut in as well. No, he survived one. Flip Revelto just enough over there with the Grows.
Petrichor Road.
They need a big day. They're going to be back in contention to win their 4th PCS Asia in a row. Well, my word, what a way to start.
Yeah, getting the points. That was a great game for them, but also 17 Gaming now in 2nd place. They had a fantastic position as well as a lot of the teams in the top 6 of the leaderboard just got wiped out very early and not have anyone pulling ahead from the pack. Instead, it's got closer.
Yeah, I mean, we saw with Big Pod, they did an early rotation trap that got 3 points, not bad. That's all they were at as the circles, relatively unfavorable for them. They would fight early, and so other than of course when they took against Shinji, but after that, the other team looked really happy. Only got 1 more point than Bengal Pop. They were able to get 3 kills and a placement point. That was it. So yeah, for a lot of these teams, the door was open. Petrichor and 17 took full advantage.
Petrichor some great late game play there, identifying that 3 players for 17 Gaming were attacking their flank, and then coming all the way from the eastern side of the PMR, is laying down so much not giving him any breathing room, as we've seen Pero do time and time again. And when these guys are on it, when they're feeling aggressive, they do not let up. And the nades and gunfire rain down on 17 Gaming, and Pero's going to win.
Well, they bamboozled 17 to a bad position.
Yeah, they did.
They put 17. They left Mill there with a Groza, and just in case they push that hill like too fast. They were able to get enough of an angle that they could see 17 on that hill. Yeah, they got a bunch of damage in, and then of course a knock. So that's when the dominoes started to collapse.
The initial 17 Gaming had, where they were kind of trying to cover a lot of territory widespread. Instead, going from that position to focus on one side, it's a bit of a gamble there, as Pero just had fantastic angles or DMRs on the eastern hill. Just getting so much damage in, and we talk about how Pero, they need a ton of points if they're going to be in contention for their 4th straight PCS title, and now win with what felt like a bunch of kills. Great start to it.
Yeah, and now things get scary. Not so great games. I really thought Xavier had a good opportunity there to throw some mollies inside of there and try to get something done. I understand there were people eventually shooting at him.
Yeah, none was, I think.
But he had at least a moment where he could have at least maybe gone for a Kobe or something, but just the fadeaway. But it is what it is. The end game here just masterfully maneuvered by Petrichor Road. They are so good in the late game, it's just... they've just basically won it. We're at that base. I'm just like, all right, well, Petrichor Road's got it. They're so smart and so sound tactically.
Yeah, heading into Phase 8, I was thinking, look at the map. 17 Gaming is in the better position, but Petrichor Road just working that hill perfectly, playing the game of information to perfection there. And going to be winning the first map of the day. There's 4 maps left to go here in PCS 7 Asia, and the race gets ever tighter.
Yeah, man. It's a great way to start. Keeps things right where they need to be. A big game for Donald. We should talk about this again.
Yeah.
Needed to be above 12th place. I exactly up the leaderboard. They get some kills, they get a good finish. There was a moment there where they tried to reach out to the middle of the circle, I think a little bit too early. I think if they had waited a bit longer, they might have been able to take that position eventually. They just kind of thought they had some safety, and then 17 punched them big time. We didn't get to see it on screen because we were watching the infantry battle.
Yeah, I'm wondering if maybe they were watching the kill feed and they was turning southwest side and they getting
No, they did before that. Oh, did they? I was watching it, yeah. That's why I'm saying I thought it was a little bit too early.
Yeah, because they got punished hard for that one. 17 Gaming on 2 different fronts, not only going for the 3P, but also wiping out Donald. It was very impressive there. And getting some much-needed kill points is, man, feels like I just want to leaderboard. Every time right now, 17 Gaming in second place behind you, have Bagel Paul. Also, it is such a great series.
We may be going to Aaron
the map with no idea who's going to win.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it should, and that's the way we want.
We want to go in there and go.
Absolutely no idea. Like, I want there to be 4 or 5 teams that can still win it when we get to Aaron. So I do want to give Donald some credit. I don't know. Said they maybe took this position. C-17 still hasn't pushed towards the infantry fight yet when they come out there. But in general, I thought Donald played this really well. They were stuck on the bad side of the circle early on, and they managed to rotate all the way to this God compound, were able to isolate and identify that it was open, and took it, held it down, and gate kept a couple different teams. So for what it's worth, up until that moment when they overstepped a little bit, they played this game very well. So, you know, the first 6 circles into this were massively handled without just a little bit of step at the end, and then, you know, phenomenal execution, and then even better execution for Petrichor Road. That's huge for them. It just needs to be about.
That's Petrichor Road and 17 Gaming. Now really they done 4-6 where they didn't really have the best performance in week 1 and then week 2 up. We might be seeing Road again coming through in the clutch and final. So for then 8 kills in first place is going to be good for 18 points, and right behind them 17 Gaming moving up second overall on the leaderboard. That 16-point finish.
Yeah, exactly. And this is, you know,
and what a show from them. Kind of makes it.
Lobby that I think you should be watching for to have like the clutch, huge like history-making final day. Petrichor Road, based on what they've done in the past, the way that they close out is just phenomenal. And Bagel Pop, that's the other team that has these great history. They've had it finals to get here. They're another team that I think just with the pedigree of the players that are on there, expect to be unexpected.
Yeah, I absolutely have those two teams in mind.
As Mingan did match MVP there, half of his team's kills and 500 damage.
Hero with a start here. PCS 7. We'll see if they're able to keep this up. They're going to need to continue to play to that level for this thing.
Yeah, this is great. What I was talking about before the match today was that sometimes skill players who push you over the line, you know, like Ming or Mill for Petrichor Road in the past have been those guys. You know, we all know Apex Left is, you know, beyond belief. He's our frag leader, he's our kill leader right now, and that guy is just an absolute monster. So here's our point forward at 17 now, neck and neck with New Happy. Bagel Paw only loses 1 point relative to New Happy in that game. White doesn't really gain much ground, they're still in 4th. The problem for GFY is now Petrichor Road 2 points behind Gen G, left 10 behind them. So they gotta give up. They gotta be 5th or above, right? For GFY State to go PG. That's the threshold for them. So keep our eyes on that part of the leaderboard.
Yeah, Petrichor Road now only 30 points out from first place. We've seen crazier things in PUBG Sports in the past. We'll see if they're able to pull it out. I mean, three teams above 190 points
right now.
It's so tight here. New Happy 7 gaming. They go. Can't get to the next map.
You keep get 3 or 4 points a game. You got a shot. That's really
that's kind of where you're at for Patrick. Gee, can't have any more big games.
Or else then it kind of gets
out. New Happy and Bagel Pond not really getting
there. The first map is a couple of
points. I think New Happy maybe picking up a little placement points as well. From 80 to 81.
They got Uno placement points.
One more placement point.
Still happening to me. I know we talked about so much.
The fact that they are like first in placement points despite only winning one map so far. We're in the final day. Consistency of this team is just unbelievable.
It's just fighting everything they touch. They're the best team in the world right now, in my opinion. And you're seeing why. I mean, that's why love Bagel Pond as much. I love 17 Gaming. I picked 17 Gaming to win 10. I thought this would be theirs. New Happy is still crazy champions. Well, at least this champions. They're just and insanely. There's no other way to say it. They win the best region in the world, and then they go to the globals and lose.
All right, day 6, Matt.
7, loaded up.
We're going to Miramar.
The second game of the day, 4 laid in total.
Quite
far to the east, but
not too crazy.
Let's be honest.
Cruz Divide.
It's pretty bad.
Is that bad? It's pretty bad. Why is it so bad?
Really east.
Well, yeah,
but
no, it's really bad.
Never mind.
No, it's not. I mean, like, this isn't the worst possible playing path at all in Miramar. The real concern I have is like teams that need to get over to West, Bagel Pond, Danawa, Gen G, that want to go west. I do have some concerns. Damwon Kia, really unfavorable playing path for them. They got to go all the way to Divide.
This is the one time they can go to Divide, Omar.
This is the problem with playing path is it is one that concerns me that there might be like a fever drop or just kind of something weird that happens in the early game.
Yeah, looking at the map though right now, map feed at least. Doesn't seem like we're gearing up for fever drops. For some vehicles along the road, but besides that, we're kind of drop spots or their alternate drop spots and lose.
Well,
that's kind of
crazy. Okay, this is one of the few times where I will say it is actually decently possible this goes down to that island. That's all island.
One of the most southmost circles I've ever seen.
It has to be a half-half, like first circle for it to even have hope of going to that island. So here we are. We have the hope. I'm telling you guys right now, don't get your hopes up. It's not super likely, even with this circle. But regardless, the circle is very likely to end, like probably within 100 to 200 meters of the coast, if it's just back up. Unless like on phase 2, and then it's like, well, okay, this first circle will absolutely.
Again, a little bit of drama here
as we start thinking about Miramar. Now, the top leaders from the previous match. Well balanced there. Danawa still having a great game there in second with 3 kills. Ming, of course, the match MVP with 4. And
not really one player popping off.
A lot of team efforts all around the board.
Yeah. That eventually led to what is known as the long game, where he hit underneath that bridge that connected the small island to the main continent, and then came through and just started smoking teams and took a win. I think he had like 1v4 or 1v3 against, pretty sure it was Buriram at PGIS, and just absolutely popped off. And we in Asia already knew long stories, but that's where it put himself on the map. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a repeat of something like that. We can only hope. We want the craziest, best games possible.
Absolutely, man. I mean, imagine the circle just continues to shift south. On championship day, I'd love like top 4 fractured by like a couple of points, so close at the top, having complete chaos here on Miramar would be a fantastic treat. We'll see if it decides to go that way. For now, Danawa will be looting, and they're going to be really happy with this circle as they're already deeply in it. Same with I mean, circle doesn't get much better than this.
That's not true. I'm a little curious about see, you'll invite tomorrow with Eueope. Sort of in the area. Eueope is in their vehicle. They've actually stopped that information. So this is one thing that I like about, you know, the way that Eueope runs his teams is that they're very don't take a lot of risks. They know that there's to be enemies. They'll take their time to scout you out, to wait you out. They're patient. They don't mind, you know, waiting for you to make the move first. Backfill on the side of you and try to wait a moment. 17 going to be, of course, our just like on Aaron Gill, our central drop team, right? They have Mikado here, so they have prio on most circles. On this one, yeah, maybe not prio, but they still are going to have, you know, basically third or fourth team access to the center of the circle.
Yeah. Rotate it in with 1 minute left to go on this first circle. It's Eueope also starting to work their way in. We'll see if these teams adjust a little bit. As Donovan has a really widespread, kind of a four-way split here, because everyone's in their own little different compounds. And Genji there on the south coast, Eueope coming in from the northeast, and 17 from the north. There is the chance that we have an early fight.
Yes. With this hard shifted of a circle, yes. You're absolutely right. There could very well be. He is going to identify that a member of Damonkia is still chilling. The real question is, does Eueope have enough information to feel comfortable enough that they've been sitting here watching this city long enough that this is one player they could potentially isolate this? You can see DG's cutting the engine early to make sure that he is out of sound range. This is so smart. I love what our observers are showing us. He cut his motorcycle early enough, coasted it down the hill. There's no way Foxy could have heard this. He knew Foxy had gone behind this building wall, so he wasn't going to see him coming down either. So DG is looking potentially for a pick.
Yeah, Eueope, a little bit of a repeat of last game. Kind of one of these early traps. They caught Genji on the rotation this time and might be able to catch Foxy here for Damonkia unaware. So I think even one more player from Eueope rolled down with their engine killed. Is now getting an angle of 17 Gaming rotating through this position here for Donowa. Soul all by himself here in this compound. It seems like 17 might want to take it.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh, Soul doesn't have an escape valve. Oh goodness. Soul, you have a car back here.
He's gonna run.
He's got to run.
He's gonna run for it.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping he had a vehicle here, but he might have just dropped here. Or dropped to the compound close. There's the trap sprung onto the unsuspecting Foxy. So smart, so well executed by Eueope.
Yeah, Eueope securing Valley Delmar and getting another point as Damonkia now down to 3 men. And Songs are going to be really happy about that, getting some more loot, picks up some more bandages, might get some more utility out of this as well. As Eueope has a lot of territory, a lot of breathing room over there on the west side. Most of the teams filing in are to the southeast of, or southwest, I should say, of Los Leones.
I like the way Eueope's approaching today. They're looking for kill points. I think that's the right way to play. I think if you're going to win this event, you're going to have to get points. You know what I mean? It's basic to say, but the truth of the matter is that's how new events get done. You've been making a great point. They're just doing really well. They're putting a lot of kills on our placement team. So it turns out a lot of times if you're able to put up good kills, that often will snowball in place as well. So you love what you see from Eueope here. They compliment what they're doing. I'm kind of curious about PO.
Yeah,
he's going over the island. I totally what he's doing. I completely agree with it. They're heading their best at this hardships down on the island, and if they could be down there first, right?
That could be huge.
Then it's huge. Then you're putting up like an 18 kill win potentially because you get to keep that island. And teams just have no choice but to, you know, either suicide by blue or by swimming or something.
Soul knowing that 17 Gaming took this compound, trying to come in and find a little bit of damage, but then backing off after he gets identified. One player down, so rotating in GFY, 4 AM, Ghibli, Tyler with infantry, all making their way into this circle. Could be poised for some early fighting. There isn't a lot of land left in this one, man.
No.
I mean, it sounds crazy to talk about that phase 1, but it's just it feels inevitable that we're going to have some teams having turf wars for pretty much any territory that's left because there really isn't much to play with, especially if you want an escape valve deeper into the circle because making your rotation in past these hills is a really tough area to drive through.
Yes, absolutely. It is fun to go up and down till time, and it's a tough circle for a lot of teams. If it doesn't go south, yeah, eventually going to drift like center or east. because there is land race should turn on the west side of this, so I should say most likely it's going to turn our east on the main continent. Again, we don't know for sure. I like the way Eueope is thinking about this right now because they can afford to absorb a blue here. You'll know by phase 2 if this is going to go, if there's even the chance that this is going to be like, it'll tell you by the way the circle will move, because it's going to have to keep a ton of water in if it's going to go down to the island. So the way the big line, they're hedging their bets, they're watching the end. It's got their western side completely unlocked in terms of control of the ability to get down.
Yeah, I'm doing that 3-1 with his own down to the island. Establish a hold there in case the circle goes away. Now Gilly making their rotation into the circle. They crash this compound here for New Happy. And this is a fight that has potential implications for its top leaderboard as Ming Ming with a great spray. They're going to catch Yoon with a headshot.
Gibbley's got to catch. Here comes the rest of New Happy. They are slamming in. They got it knocked again. There's blood in the water, and they are going to start circling to a Gibbley. Okay, this is still very possible on this island. This is possible. It could be happening. Buckle up. We are going to get somewhere near the coast at the very least. As Ming still holding the line, Gibbley is able to get the residency already. Heavenly got one more bullet there. He's landing back. He tries to push him. He's extremely hurt. They know it because they hit him with a shotgun. They're not going to get him because he don't have the big shot. It's the backside of Gibbley. Holy Gibbley. Bullet for this solid shotgun. Gonna start pushing. And he knows what to that back. By a little bit of time. The stairs.
We'll see if he's able to breach that. But through the clutch, man, that first thing, getting a knock and finishing off Heaven and Zeke. Getting 4 kills and players.
Just wild. That fight was absolutely. Yumi almost pulled off the pre-fight on that knock. The pin out of the half was DP. All right. So under was on this for Damwon. He was the one player that had gone down there. So they had a very similar idea in a way to what Vego did. You can see infantry's going to play for the bridge spot. Infantry's taking the vote. They're going to lose a player for it. And everybody they're going to shoot at them. Literally everybody's shooting at them. But they're going to get there, I think. I don't think they're going to lose anybody else. Under finish Vego. So far, doing headshot. We'll definitely know that's not great. That's not great. He should be though. He has to get out.
That building is covered is very fortunate. On the southmost island. He soon to join them. We're watching infantry try to make their way across.
Yeah, I love what the infantry's doing, even though they lose a player. This gives them priority on the bridge. Whether it goes to the island or goes back up, this gives infantry a lot of power to pivot. And so this is how I'm pretty sure this is almost identical to how they did it with longer Miracle back to PGIS. It gives you the ability to cross back over to the island. The real question is Vego actually beat them there because it took them so long to get to the island and got blown up. They had to swim. Vego might be able to beat them to that priority.
Yeah, we'll see. If Vego might have to get out for that beachhead. Not a lot of momentum. It's way less to see if he can find an angle. But GF1 into the arm of Damwon Kia.
I don't like way last was good. Really might as well, in my opinion. Take a few shots, maybe pop the tire. It's not like his position, he's going to be there beat longer. It's going to be moving to the other side with him. He might have been able to feel it, but he needs to hold the trigger there. GFY, not comfortably, but at least for now, get somewhere there. Not great. Okay, now we're not going to win. Sorry, folks. It's pretty unlikely.
Yeah.
It could do it, but it's like 0.01% chance.
Yeah, my question now is, how long is that island actually going to stay playable terrain here?
No, it won't. Since phase 4 is next, it has to leave water as much as possible. It's extremely likely.
Yeah, Beaglepog gonna have to get on their horses and make their way in. Here, trying to get away from infantry in the meantime. Tiamba spraying down Tyloo here, not able to get in. Xiaoyang hits a tree. I mean, he lost a tire there. He had that back tire out, and now his vehicle's smoking. As Nine's continuing to wail in on him with his M4, just absolutely shelling his position. Jiayong's going to retreat to the water for some cover because his vehicle is doomed. And he'll have to smoke away. But this is a situation, man. When he comes up for air, he's going to back up, and Nine might just pop him.
Those trees might have just given him enough cover. Does Beaglepog know that Wang Zai from infantry is danger close? He has crept his way up here. From what I'm seeing from Beaglepog, I don't think they know. I don't think they know infantry is as close as they are. I don't know if they heard the shot. The footsteps are now too hard. Going to be sounding the alarm. Infantry, or he doesn't necessarily know it's infantry. There is a team here. Monsters taking some damage in the back. So Sungjiang having a good cover angle for Two Heart. Two Heart going to send a grenade to try to cover the angle. Infantry Wang Zai unexpectedly, unaccounted for there. Going to get finished.
Yeah, Wang Zai with a great angle, able to catch Two Heart while he's throwing the ATG, now holding the bottom of this building. Knows that Wang Zai is there. Beaglepog already down one player, and actually getting a little bit of help here from GFY as Longster had an angle. That nade on Pio is good. 5 damage. Wang Zai comes around from the side to finish him off with a spray, and Pio now going down as Beaglepog falling apart a little bit here. Infantry with a great ambush here in this compound.
Sungjiang's got to spring to life. DG just took a lot of damage. Just trying to get to safety. Cannot do so. Sungjiang needs to get that spray under control. Cannot. That's devastating. He lost the handle a little bit there. Wang Zai's going to go in and finish Pio. A grenade on the inside does a ton of damage in response, but no knocks found. Sungjiang trying to cling to life here. I tell you, Infantry's done a good job of recovering in that fight.
Yeah, Infantry's playing that very well now. It's 1v2 with Wang Zai and Monster. Behind all that, X up with a nice nade on. Might be able to avoid the COD, and yes, it does. The COD is going down here. Now we see Sungjiang on the north side of this compound, not going to go for the res. Too tough a situation, instead just trying to hold this window as long as he can, find an angle so he can get a knock, even the odds just a little bit.
Yeah, he's trying to hope that DG can relate some information to him that he's going to get Wang Zai instead. Wang Zai, they're actually trying to sneak across the road. This is really, really cute. I didn't see this at first. Yeah, okay, nice try. The monster's like, all right, bro, I see what you're trying to do. But I tell you what, Sungjiang has been really good in these situations. Yes, it wasn't a hardship up to the north. At this point, I'm not certain if those hills right above us are land race or not. I don't think so, but I'll take a look in a second. Sungjiang now under pressure from other angles. Yeah, Beaglepog, old infantry. It's not going to be fun the rest of this game.
No, they've got a long way to go. Pretty. Now,
fantastic shot there on that. DMR. We're going to rack up the kills.
Tiamba making their way in from the southeast side. This is still 150 meters out from the circle. As Arrow. That knock, gonna try and push this position here for the Freaks. They know probably only 2 left. Gonna stop
short here at this actor. Smoke.
Cover. And Sungjiang finally going down that bridge.
Cover each other. Got caught. Hands down a bit. Oh, X able to be traded. It's not the finish. Mountain was already out and already caught last. So he is a one-man wrecking again. Continues to be an absolute human disaster. Just storming teams, ending their days. Away and not where I can see the little beam lines from the gunshots coming out in the direction of GEX. Here we go, infantry now going to have to make their move across the bridge. Ty waiting on the other side. Meanwhile, Donawa Lambu flanked out here. He's got a really tough position to hold. He cannot afford to get knocked there.
Yeah, GEX wants to breach this compound. They're posted up right on the lip of it. As Lambu in a bit of a precarious position. We'll see if he gets identified there by GEX. He does have some hillside to play with, but man, if he gets knocked, it's going to be trouble here for Donawa. Keep in mind that although they are lower on the leaderboards, they're really fighting for the top spot.
Yeah, Tyloo has to push through Tiamba now, and they are doing a good job of it, doing a lot of damage as Tiamba, or excuse me, the other boy, Tiamba has to push through Tyloo. They get shredded, they get annihilated, down they go. Tyloo manages to continue to control this bridge, sneak underneath while what was going on. I think they found foot at the very least, and you can see there. Yep, indeed. They've got a position there. There's a little bit of a hill underneath here that you can cut yourself off from Tyloo's vision. GX finds a little bit of edge. A lot of damage on not Lambu.
Yeah, Pang getting a knock there on Tyloo, actually. As Pang at 911. Holding the bottom of this grid. Summer now coming in 3 and 4. The shot caller for GFY. And on the map, a Tongmu coming in as well. So Tyloo, they have a little bit of a spread here. Just seeing Tong on the bridge, CC up in the hills. If GFY decides to mount pressure on one position, it could be devastating for them.
Yeah, I was about to say it's actually pretty likely for this to go west. It's a little bit unintuitive. A whole bunch of damage being done across the board. Tyloo trying to get up high. It's going to be Tong shut right down by a Tongmu. Who else for GFY this tournament? He's been absolutely devastating with those assault rifles. Grenade from Summer, a response from Tyloo. Sia gonna let go with one more. Trying to find the flush in just does not quite get enough of Pang to flush him. Summer gonna flush CC in response. It's still a 1v1 for all intents and purposes. Maybe Summer can get this res.
Yeah, might trade the res here. There's a lot of players knocked on both sides. Summer's going to try and get up too, but Sia fishing for it a little bit. He's going to be nading Pang's position. Pang already was geared up to bleed out. We'll see if he's able to find 3 players. Oh, man, almost got him. 3 players for GFY. Awfully bunched up.
Well, Summer has to play this fight. Doesn't have many other options. A Tongmu moving out really quickly, at least on second. Summer gonna flash the angle. Can't get anybody to, position confusion. So opts to go back for the res. Eueope in the meantime trying to crash in towards USG. Long side sees Don Juan T above him with the Groza. They know it. Quick on the trigger with his barrel. Let's see if Eueope can find something.
Yeah, Eueope coming in. And Ming and TP on. They're already really damaged. See 2 players now getting grenades out already. USG Donuts not able to connect though. Just a bit of damage on Non fighting back with nades on his own. As Utility continues to show here, but Eueope not the best starter of this fight. They really need a knock to kind of swing this advantage in their favor.
Yeah, we've seen that USG can be really tenacious at times. They put up that big kill game on Arendelle. Let's see if they can stymie our current leaders. They can keep everyone else in the hopes. Our final base on his found footing behind the building, going for some heal, grenades bouncing all around it. For now, they've been taking damage, but none of it's been critical.
Yeah, and they've been able to get a lot of kills off as well, so Eueope's position improving just a little bit here in this compound fight. He's not going to try and come in with another nade in that small house to see if he's able to find anybody, and he does in fact get Kane. We're going to knock, he's able to throw a nade of his own to turn this into effectively a 3v3 here. As Pero and Donowa, they actually want to get in on it. Pero creeping, Donowa going for the 3v3 themselves. Now Salute, knocked by Ming's nade.
Well, Shayba gets knocked here by Lambu, gets flushed as well, so that sort of helps Eueope. Petroy Road is opting to try to help USG in ways that are damage Eueope, so there's 14 HE sides. Think about getting their, toes
Oh
as well.
yeah, Eueope. Come on.
Not really being done. There's a lot of smoke out here. Is Corn going to hold the line against Donowa, keep them from being able to push in. So that's one more team removed from this equation. Back off. So we're going to go over to the east. Eueope going to breach through. Able to just shut Kane right down after the res. Americano was probably flashed up. He gets it out as well. It's all Corn for the Donuts.
Yeah, and Eueope breaching this compound with just Root strength right there. Taking down a lot of the Donuts players. Corn's the last one on the line. Eueope already in this lobby up to 6 kills. Despite all of these teams kind of converging on this one location, they have stood strong with all 4 players still up, and now Corn against the ropes here as this is the last remaining compound in this circle.
Monster's still alive for infantry, able to find a knock on the Wayless. Lit out with that grenade. And, it didn't matter. I mean, Wayless was out in the open. that frag will do the job. I don't know if it was necessary.
Monster's picking up yet another kill. He's looking to take that crate now that he found himself a breathing room in Renba. Wailing in on GFY, so Tongmu and some of the last 2 remaining players here for this team. 4AM and 17 Gaming now popping off all the way here on the western side. They want to finish this fight quick, but there's a lot of players knock on both sides. As Little Ghost does get another one for 4AM, and yeah, 17 Gaming able to clean this up.
Yeah, 17 looks like they might get reses. Oh, I say that Monsters comes alive, gets the knock on to Lil Ghost. Damwon Kia stuck on the bottom side of this hill, so they're not going to be giving all Monsters. In fact, cleaning up a lot of people. Great spray from Mental down onto a Tongmu. Going to get the knock onto him grenade out to try to finish, see if they can get it. Genji, who's watching, gonna get the knock on to under. Janonic with the long range mini 14. Finds him just mental on his feet for Damwon Kia, and Genji fanning out.
Yeah, Genji doing their best to control the southern side now. Damwon Kia and GFY both having players knocked as Asura and Spear gonna be pushing up in the front, trying to see if they can get any flushes here. They know GFY and Damwon Kia are both bad crews. They want to finish the job. And Horn able to get the knock on Ming Ming, but not before he gets cleaned up by HS.
Well, now Eueope has control of the compound in the center of the circle. Renba around the corner, knocking a Tongmu, takes some damage, but not knocked. Summer, once again, the only one alive for GFY. Tongmu's bleeding out ridiculously fast. There's no way you're getting to him. Didn't matter.
Come on, I need this
Summer
win.
just trying to find some way to hang on for as long as he can. You still have CK with 2 up above.
Yeah, Spear and Renba gonna try and finish Summer out over here as he's doing his best to shield himself not only from Damwon Kia, but from the probing arms of Genji. 17 gaming, finally getting all these residents on top of this hill. Summer taking some damage there from Mental, and he's in the blue. And yeah, it's gonna take him out. Actually, under there with the nade, was able to get it. I thought for sure he was gonna die to the blue.
I did too. Actually, that Xiao Bei now from 17. They're about to be backstabbed by Petrichor Road. Indeed, here comes the full force of Petrichor Road. Inkslap gets knocked. They're not before they wipe out 17. AKB out open and maybe flushed indeed. Asura and Onyx going to combine for the kill onto him. Petrichor Road, 10 kills, looking to try to win 2 games in a row, but Eueope and Genji stand in their way with somehow, some way, 2 members of Damwon Kia still kick.
Yeah, Pero coming in from the high ground, racking up even more kills as Genji, they really want to deal with Damwon Kia over here on this southern side. They want to control as much territory as they can, as Mental and Under continuing to be a thorn in their side. Yeah, Ming has an angle, though this high ground is so advantageous. As long as he can avoid getting knocked from a heady, he should be fine. As Ming does get under there, but they're not able to connect with that Groza. More names coming in.
Yeah, I think under just too many knocks, too much damage. It is going to be Ming who finds it. Ming saw Mental second, thinks he can maybe get underhand there. Almost, it just came up a bit short. That was a pretty good idea, a decent opportunity. Not quite a great Mental's out in the open with Genji watching. Should be done. Yep, he's done. There for the cleanup. That's a decent amount of kills for Genji, but Petrichor Road still on Overwatch in Genji's position. Now Ming, that SLR 4X, putting some decent damage in. Of course, with 8 left down, Petrichor Road, you know, they're cut off a little bit in terms of their overall power, but I tell you what, these guys can still frag out.
Absolutely, man, especially with the tournament longest been happening so far. Really performing up to task here as Pero going to try to control this high ground. Renba pushing forward here for Genji. A lot of damage being created here with the sprays. Mill does connect with a headshot there as Spear and Asura now pushing through the smoke. Mill, suspicious of this, will throw a Molotov into that position. Not sure if it found anybody there, but now Mill coming once again from the angle.
Oh man,
Mill getting 2 more knocks.
Unbelievable. Spear can knock his own, but it's just Asura on a sliver of health. Yeah, Eueope knows that this is their game to win. This is potentially nailing the coffin for this tournament. Long up over the top. Sees Asura trying to stay alive. It's now, I think that might have just been the stun. Next speed was, that might have been good enough, and it was. Mill and Long hold on. Let's see if they can make it against Eueope. Oh, Ming already coming alive, or executing Ming coming alive on Ming, and now Eueope looks to clean this one up. Long's trying to get in the blue to not see the point over. He knows how far away they could be, and Eueope clears more space from the rest of the pack.
Yeah, Ming getting the final kill there. Just a little bit here, Eueope. As that was a great showing from them. We talk a lot about how these teams needed to kind of get Eueope under control here for Miramar to have a shot to take them out of that rank 1 position, but Eueope fighting back, getting a ton of kills, racking up the win. That was a huge game for them.
Huge. This is potentially the tournament right there for Eueope. And it's just, they win a fight they probably shouldn't, if you want my honest opinion here. Like, the Donuts have a great defensive position, they're a pretty solid defensive position, but again, there was a couple of times in this game where teams just couldn't hold their compounds, weren't really in great positions to defend things. Now, it doesn't help anything that Donovan and other teams got involved in that fight. It made it a much more, complicated equation in terms of who was going to come out of it. Eueope came out of it unscathed. They had 4 up. They took control of the central circle compound and let the other teams wide on the edge of the game and cleaned it up at the end. It's winning one fight. That's all it took to propel them to this victory.
Yeah, and that was a huge fight to win too, with both Arrow and Ottawa raining down on that compound. They both wanted to get on the action, but New Happy, they run a tight ship, man, not taking too much damage. Being able to get every single res, reaching that compound with honestly brute force there. They weren't able to get any good opening knocks. They just kind of pushed it to the limit. And with pure muscle, taking out the donut, taking that compound, waiting for the final two teams to fight, and then swooping in for the kill. As New Happy going to be in a very comfortable position here in first place. But let's not forget that Caro also racked up a ton of kills there.
Yeah,
as they've been having a great day so far, as well as Gen G. A lot of the top teams in that lobby are at the top of the leaderboard, and they racked up a lot of kills.
Yeah, Gen G desperately needed some decency this week. It is a very, very poor week for them so far. So that was a big one to at least get some kills and a decent placement point. But it's two teams ahead of you who are even better. Bagel Pod goes for kills, gambles on the island. I don't mind what Bagel Pod did at all. It just, they didn't have the information fast enough that infantry was where they were to react in time. Infantry, they were there ahead of time, so infantry somewhat had the element of surprise in a way.
Yeah, one critical knocks there for infantry really set the tone of that fight. And that Southern Bridge compound is, and what a great game from a lot of these top teams. New Happy, Caro, and Gen G probably going to be the top three right there in that lobby, and it felt like everyone wants to kill this right now. Before the game is over, even New Happy with 7, Caro with 10, Gen G with 5. Very top-heavy game.
Yeah. Gen G had a pretty solid one. But these fighting retreats that Petrichor Road can make on this steep uphill, Gen G has to climb. It's too steep. Like, sometimes these down positions late game can be pretty good because you're pretty well covered on the backside. This one's actually just too steep. It's really hard to get up there.
Yeah.
You're so slow to climb up that hill that makes it pretty easy. Petrichor Road re-peak you, throw some to let you pin there. And they do a good job utilizing it. Of course, yeah, New Happy wins, just patience, towards the game, but in the middle of that game, it was all about them being able to get that compound 4 up at the end of it. I mean, how do they do that? It's just crazy how they get away with it.
4 teams converging on the New Happy. Emerging unscathed with 2 kill points. As they win the game, 19 points total in the lobby. Petrichor Road just a little bit ahead of them, of course, picking up 15 kills. We'll score 21 points as Gen G also with 12 points on the board, and New Happy having a lead between them and Bagel Pod just a little bit, but
a lot of it.
But Petrichor Road, man, nice showing. I mean, they might, given this win from New Happy, they might not be gunning for position 1, as they kind of needed these top teams to flounder just a little bit today. But Petrichor Road, the way they've been performing here to start things off, they could be looking second, third, or even fourth.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. I don't know where they're at.
Yeah, potentially.
They are climbing that leaderboard fast today. Ming Ming, your player of the match, the MVP of the PCL, one of the best in the business. This guy is absolutely just monstrous, and you could see why. It's not just his whole team, incredible top bottom. And again, they win battles that I don't feel like they have a lot of business winning. They're that good. And we've seen it time and time again in the tournament. That's why they're at 20 points ahead of the game. Road to third.
Wow.
Bagel Pod by 1 point.
I actually hadn't expected them to jump this much. I think they were down to maybe 5th or 6th.
They put up.
They were in 7th place.
Like 40 points in 2 games.
They were in 7th place to start, and now all the way up in 3rd. They are within striking distance, man.
Yeah, they're playing really well. That's what happens when you put up a boatload of points in 2 games. When you put up like what most teams consider a good day
in 2 games.
Yeah. Petrichor Road coming to life here. Looks like they're actually even tied for that game in total kill points, with 17 gaming at 134. Fantastic start for them today. If they can keep it up, there is a chance.
It's there. The opportunity is there, but New Happy can't have games anymore. That game right there was enough to put everybody else on notice that if they have another decent game, it's over. Yeah, it's done. Like, GG. Congratulations, your PCS 7 Asia champion will be New Happy. I don't know. Teams got to start watching their kill field. They got to keep track of those kind of things. But guys, we got to take a short break before we go to our next game. Still have another Miramar, then an Aaron here at PCS 7 Asia. You don't want to go anywhere. This one ain't over by a mile.
是，哎，抢车，果然这两支队伍还是有些冲突。这个车是 FJ 拿到了。有把枪我看到了，哎，抢过，抢车，哎呀，这个车不是第三，开始有点上去直接打到车祸，走了，那个手，走了。
However, on the east side, look at this Ents on the pull-up here. Stardust still positioned in this little deck.
There's no way Ents were into where this position was taking. LG finds one, finds two. That is a four. We're not dying, but they've been as quiet as last game was. They have been holding this entire end.
Much more of a solo snake effort here. You can see right now creating an opportunity here with the utility, trying to at least create a pathway for them, but they're leaving it pretty late here if they're going to pile up into vehicles. Lose out Rosa as well. Grenade from Infectex.
For the 21st century, just comes out on the other side of the wall. Aids is still in his car. Tries to reverse off of the wall and drive straight on top of the landmine, but Tulans gets the burn on him.
直接上车，顶哪里？顶防区吗？往防区走了，过点 F 那是防区。
我这边的话，
铁皮挡板卡住了头车，后面拐弯没有拐过去。哇，还好。
Full speed forward they go, down as well, confirmed. Yes, they took it! Payne's able to get him, doing all the damage Lyra needs, unfortunately. Not able to get him, but now they're all burned, and one by one, Payne's doing all the damage needed to rack up much needed points here.
Laza looking to continue. Hobbits will fall.
Now the Ruin goes down. Laza, nice Orphangle finds the first. Does the second? Yes, it does. What a nice transfer. Finds the second Filfist, and now it's just one on his feet. Great play from Laza. The element of surprise and infection.
Confirms here. Dante on the push though. A wild push. Laza finding all four kills.
하나 더. 이것도. 에더. 자 여기서 하나. 네, 윙크.
Heading back down. Roger. Hurry up. We need to move.
Just make sure you'll take a poke on the back.
Looking good. Keep it steady.
I hear footsteps. I got a bad feeling.
Enemy spotted. Move! Move!
You're going up next time.
There won't be an instant.
welcome back to PCS 7 Asia, and it is still Eueope on top. We were talking about it at the beginning of the cast that they only had one win coming into today, and they just got another one, their second one when they needed it most.
Yeah, 3 maps left to be played, and now the question is, can anyone stop Eueope? Because they're racking up the points, they're finally starting to have that lead there in first place, and 3 maps. Not a lot of opportunities, and you know, we were talking about this during the break, that if it was another team in first place right now, I would feel like that lead is a little bit more tenuous, but they're so consistently good at getting at least a little bit of points in every single game that I don't think anyone is going to be able to succeed to shut them out. Like, even in the previous map, there were 4 teams, including them, converging on that one compound. They emerged victorious, getting 4 kill points. Every single player was still up. That was a critical compound in the last circle. Like, you put them in tough positions like that, or a couple of days ago, like on Erangel, south of the military base, they got out of that. You like when they had to go into the junkyard compound, like they almost got out of that situation as well. Like, you put Eueope in these tough situations, and they still find a way, even if they're not winning, to grind out placement points, to grind out kill points. And as a result, like, I feel like a 10, 20-point lead with only 3 maps left to play, unless they absolutely get stomped in an early game fight, which I don't think is going to happen, these other teams are going to be gunning for second place and not for first.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is, like, I would like to see, this is one of the few moments where I would like to see somebody, not hot drop them, but set up a rotation trap. Gaming probably is the best opportunity with the proximity of their drop spots here on this our last Miramar of the event. Mikado and Luciano's, if it's a a western circle of any kind, or maybe a center circle, I think there's an opportunity for 17 Gaming to maybe go for a rotation trap to try to shut down Eueope and give themselves hope, because right now they're 20 points behind, and they've got to do something to stop. Like you're saying, Eueope is just way too darn consistent. You've got to stop them in their tracks right now, or it's not going to happen.
Yeah, if they are left alive, they will find a way to get every single point possible. They are tenacious in that respect. Is right now a 20-point lead over 17 Gaming. Petrol Road and Eueope right behind them with 10 more points differential. Petrol Road at 194, Eueope at 193. It's looking like China might win another PCS.
It feels pretty much like a done deal at this point, but who knows? I mean, again, if there's any team that can, create a magical moment, it's Bagel Pop. If there's any team that has that miracle 3-game performance inside of them, I would say it's Bagel Pop. So that's where I put my chips if I was going to on a Korean team, no doubt about it. But I mean, it's just been too strong for Petrol Road and Eueope today. They're both just playing really, really well. So it's tough to beat that, man. I mean, I like what Bagel Pop's doing in the early game. I like the points they're going for. It's just little things get them, it's the circle shifts away from them in game 1. Well, okay, then they can't find a good fight. Game 2, they go for that little island, and they think that maybe they're the only team there, and by the time they realize that they're not, yes, Too Hard gets a knock, and he hears the players of infantry, but they're not all accounted for, they don't know where they are. Catches them off guard. All right, last Miramar of PCS 7 Asia. We're going to be up in the air momentarily. Are we going to have another crazy circle? Well, I love where that camera starts. I love it.
Did it get an island circle last time? I mean, realistically, not going to get one this time.
It's, again,
a man can dream.
Likely, yeah.
A man can dream. GX going to be the first team out of the plane. And, yeah, looking at this one kind of cutting across the middle, east to west. You got to figure that we're probably not going to have a hot drop. I think the highest probability early action we're going to get that would have an impact on this game would be either Ghibli doing what they kind of were doing yesterday, just like gunning for a fight with some team near them at the beginning, or what you were saying, a team like 17 Gaming setting up a trap on the rotation from Eueope if the circle decides to go either to the north or to the west.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for here. It's another like southeast circle around those units. That's wonderful for Eueope in a lot of ways. It makes it a lot harder for teams to pick on them, to really kind of set their targets on Eueope and try to shut them down. And so you look for like a western circle. Anybody have any opportunity to kind of single out New Happy, try to see if they can eliminate them early. And well, it's not quite what we expected. I think Shaven's good to go since that's DBS. I don't imagine at this range that you're going to be able to do much, especially with the other side of that hill. It's an East Circle, so it's wonderful for New Happy, if I'm being honest. It's going to be really hard for teams to mess with them, at least in the early part of the game.
Yeah, there's only Tiamba and GEX really to the east right now, and the odds are, the way that New Happy's really played these circles, they kind of rotate around center, I should say, Los Leones, is they like to play edge of Los Leones, either on a hill or in those buildings, and that kind of hard cover or altitude advantage often sets them up in a position where they're able to find sightlines on opponents, and even if they do take some damage from DMRs, like, they're not going down as Pero. Yeah, wow.
Look at that. I mean, that's 14 kills right in that top 3 with one team.
Championship form Pero, man.
Yes.
Like championship weekend.
Yeah.
It's reminiscent of PCS 6.
It's reminiscent of 3 PCS.
Yeah. Yeah.
6, 5, and 4.
We'll see if they're able to keep up the heat, because with the way they've been performing in the first 2 days, and their first 2 games, keep in mind that, yeah, New Happy did win that last lobby, but actually was Petrichor Road that had the most points.
They're so fun to watch once they start really pressing down on the gas pedal. Once they're just like, they're like a rocket ship. It's like once that thing's in the air, it's not going anywhere except out into outer space or crashing into the ground spectacularly. That's all you're getting.
Very, very apt way of putting it. And even when they're playing without eggs left, you found that Pero is stepping up. I mean, we had that one game on Erangel, I think it was last week, where Egglef kind of sacrificed himself to establish a forward position for his team, and they were able to clutch that one out. And then there at the end as well, they were able to clean up Genji in the previous map without eggs left. Weren't able to get New Happy. That's kind of the way the cookie crumbles, given the positions of the team in that circle is Pero. They got to secure that front against Genji. They got to get those kill points while they can get them. And New Happy very wisely pouncing on that position, and Pero unable to get that fight cleanly. A lot of players get knocked, only 2 men up, and yeah, New Happy is not the kind of team that loses opportunities like that. They get a win, and Pero racking up so many kills. So we just saw their top 3 players getting, what was it, 14?
Yeah, 14 just between those 3.
Absurd.
Oh, I think like a lot of credit has to be given to both these teams. They played that as well as they could have, frankly. I mean, both teams played that whole game near perfect. And New Happy just, all it took was that one fight against USG that, yeah, other teams tried to third party it, including Pero. I assume Pero either had an easier, a juicier target that they diverted off to, because we saw them poking at that fight, or they just, maybe they're getting shot at range by somebody else and couldn't really pressure that fight the way they wanted to.
I think they also had a little bit more distance. Like, Donoa was the first team that was trying to come in and 3P it, and Pero, they were on their way to come in and 3P.
Yeah.
Donoa rotating in.
Yeah, I don't know that would stop them from aggressing on that if they know New Happy's there. I feel like there had to be another reason. Because I think at least if it's me, and I'm Petrichor Road, and I'm seeing that New Happy's involved in that fight with USG, I'm gunning for them more than anything else in that circle. If I can help it, if it's reasonably safe to do so.
Renbo in a buggy for Genji, actually coming all the way out here towards our group. I'm not sure exactly what this play is, but
he's in a lot of trouble. That's what this play is.
Yeah,
I gotta drive backwards to get out of this. He might be okay.
Interesting move. I mean, you kind of know, given the plane, like, this is Petrichor Road's territory, power grid, this whole plateau. Renba kind of adventuring out, maybe was looking to gather a little bit of intel on the rotation, maybe identify later when Pero was going to rotate into the circle.
No, he expected an early rotation.
That's it.
That's more what this is. And given the plane path, you would assume that Pero gets there sooner than you. That they should be like that kind of stopwatch, right? You start the clock. You assume that they're probably going to be a little bit faster than you are getting out. But maybe Renba's loot was just good enough soon enough that he felt like he could take a stab at trying to get there, and maybe that Petrichor Road wouldn't be there. Wisely, Petrichor Road, keen to what's happening.
PTC points now on the board, as keep in mind that not just the top guys on the leaderboard have something to play with for that first place prize, but also teams like GFY, Damwon Kia, Infantry, and Donoa. Also, gunning to try to get past certain thresholds. Donoa right now kind of on the precipice at 11th place. They really need that top 12 position. GFY also, I think they need top 5, and right now they're in 6th. So there's a lot to be played for. in the middle of the road, even as the games continue on into the final matches.
No, GFY is 1 point away from a very, very crucial spot. Gen.G's basically good to go. So for Gen.G going to PGC, that's not something to worry about. Bagel Positive needs to stay up in that top 5. Now they're in a much better spot to do so. They just continue to harass Gen.G's rotations in the early game. Man, if one of those bullets from that AK had hit ahead, maybe there's a world where something goes real wrong for Gen.G, but it looks like they're okay to continue on their rotation.
That's a tough angle there for Too Hard. I mean, they're right around the corner and they're going to max speed, so.
And it's an AK.
And it's an AK. There's only so much you can do. Non gets a little bit of damage there on Shy. Unable to find the knock, so he will settle for the tires on that motorbike. As the motorbike is a very sad vehicle without a front or back tire.
Yeah.
Doesn't get a lot of that.
That's putting it nicely.
Yeah.
It's you might as well just, you know, put it in one of the dumpsters when it loses both tires. It's rather difficult to use. So let's see what's happening here. Oh, I forgot to do have fought Ghibli in this game as well.
Oh yeah, Dion actually. This Molotov came in. I don't know who exactly threw it. I thought it might have been Ghibli trying to flush it out or something, but that Molly for Dion bought a ton of time. Probably was him kind of giving himself space.
Yeah. Well, it's just he's just so good with their utility placement. They're so good at identifying where players are, and, you know, pressuring them for it. Like, Yumi's trying to do anything. I mean, it's just too much. I like the attempt here by Yumi to Prone to try to see if he can cause some chaos.
Yeah, Prone with a sawed-off and see what damage you can find, but I mean, that fight plus the fight with, I think, USG Donuts, that's two kind of urban compounds that you're fighting through. The second time with a lot of other teams pushing that position well, and Eueope able to emerge completely unscathed. I forgot about Ghibli fight too. I mean, that's a crazy game for Eueope.
That felt like game 1.
Right. Oftentimes, like, we have battles like that happen, and there is going to be some attrition. Like you will lose 1 or 2 players at least in fights like that. And Eueope is absolutely mopping the floor with these other teams, man. They're taking this fight so clean, so crisp.
Yeah, and I mean, they're able to, you know, Ghibli's not having a great tournament, let's be honest. They're 15th, so, and USG as well in 13th, so in a way they're kind of picking on some of the lower tier teams too. You know, maybe unintentionally with the USG fight, but maybe that one, they were the ones who rolled in that fight against Ghibli. Ghibli also, again, the defense here has been really shaky from a lot of teams.
They've been a lot better on offense, and Ghibli also one of those teams that perhaps because of their fighting style has been getting some pretty good damage numbers, in particular Heaven coming into today, close to 300 damage per game, which is spectacular. It really kind of hold that out actually. Sungjong rolling up in Monsters as a double barrel.
Yeah, this is not so good potentially for Bagel Pop, but Sungjong knows something's going on, and so we're gonna let loose with some frags and maybe just get the heck out. Because I don't think Bagel Pop wants to take this fight. They don't have enough information on this. I think they expect this to be open at this point because, again, the circle's most likely to be shooting here from PO to help out, but this circle's most likely going to go like north of Los Leones, maybe east, but north is the more likely direction. That's why you can see teams lined up in that area around La Bendita. So I think Bagel Pop was kind of hoping that this side of the cliff would already be open. Yeah, we're going north of Los Leones indeed. But this is great for Bagel Pop. Now they can kind of watch the backside of Infantry. They can watch Picado, maybe even go into the north side of Picado and lock that down and use that as a kind of starting springboard to rotate off of. And now teams from the east have to make pretty challenging against Eueope, who's on the outside looking in the next couple circles most likely.
Yeah, Eueope was playing the north side of Los Leones for a long time, and Eueope actually rolling in on this position, perhaps identifying earlier that Eueope is here, and Eueope not really gunning for rotation just yet. They have a 2-2 split with Ming Ming and HS over here on the eastern side of the buildings. 2 more players on the west as USG Donuts rolling in towards La Bendita. Finding a nice little house compound as watching the map feed, it seems like Tiamba might be peeling off just a little bit, not really finding any weaknesses there with Eueope. Is we want to keep an eye on that fight, as anything that Eueope gets into could have dire implications for any of these other teams in the top 4. If they have a big game here, it's all but over. For everybody else.
And no one other than Tiamba or really Donoa is in a position to do anything about Eueope being part of the game currently. Everybody else positions that are keep up there to it. like the Freaks and 17 Gaming, those are just locked down. It's great here from ZG, and that is going to be 9-1-1. Down and out, not a good start once again for GFY, who desperately need these points to stay in the PGC conversation. And it's that crucial cutoff line where they can guarantee themselves. There are other worlds where other things happen, where they still go to PGC if they're not in the fifth, but that's a place where they're gunning for to make sure that they can clamp it down.
Yeah, and right now 1 point out. Every loss is bitter for GFY. Is going to have to tight ship just a little bit to hold on here. Now Gen G making their way into this position over here in the southwest. Looks like they were playing the edge of the circle as Heaven continues to pop up. This is who I want to talk about Ghibli. He's close to 300 per game, but Ghibli just hasn't really been able to pull it together. And you would think that 300 per game, you're at least going to be positive in the KD department, but Heaven all the way down at 0.8. Not the best performance, a little underperforming considering how consistent the damage has been. I mean, 300 is huge.
It's a lot of damage.
It's a lot of damage.
I mean, yeah, it's...
That would be the most damage of any player on, or he would be second place on like a team like 17 Gaming, for instance, you know? Like it's huge.
300 damage for any player in any event is great. I mean, that's you're having a really good event. And again, if you're new to PvP sport, it takes 100 damage to knock. So 300 damage means you're essentially doing 3 knocks worth of damage, which is obviously great.
I mean, he's right below that at 274 coming into today, so. Been one of the few bright spots here for Ghibli, despite being in place right now in this tournament. Is a big part of why these past fights they went for early.
He's always been a really individually talented player in Korea for a long time, like on MTech and others. But he hasn't really found the right team that can take the next level, or at least that he can bring to the next level. He's solid, he's good, but still struggling yet. Ghibli, though, of course, I've talked a lot about it myself, but in case you're tuning in now for the first time, this is the final day, so probably have a lot of new people watching here for PCS Asia. Ghibli opted to go young as the circle does shift towards La Bendita here, so it's going to probably shift again in the La Bendita direction. Doesn't have to, but a little more likely than not as time goes on. So Ghibli opted to go young, so a few of their players, go over to, well, 3 of their players go over to Gen G, 1 goes to Donovan here, you're watching on your screen right now, and they just drive right into New Happy, right to the open, waiting arms of Non and Zepion, and they're going to stop up and try to fight this, but Helen's on the other side of the road, getting shredded by 17, a shotgun, not going to be good enough there as Donovan just gets obliterated.
Yeah, Donovan with a really unlucky rotation right into the New Happy with a fantastic spray there. Zepion and Non picking up some kills, and then 17 from the north side, just decimating them. Teams continue to fight their way into the circle. GFY now making the rotation in. Tosi from Ghibli Esports does try to spray them down, but there are long sight lines over here near La Bendita, and exposing yourself to shots like that means that you're going to be taking damage yourself more often than not. But here we go, Forever now on top of this hill has been really good with the AR so far in this tournament, but not connecting with the spray there on GFY. Although it's Hungmu and friends are going to be able to get in, Summer, the IGL for this team, will be knocked out on the rotation.
I think his vehicle blew up and landed on it. I think it's what happened there to Summer. We'll see if maybe there's a replay. I hope we can get one. Meanwhile, Forever has blown that. That vehicle's also blown up. This time landed, and players were almost close and thought about it, but just wasn't quite close enough. So GFY just. It's just a struggle today. And meanwhile, this team is not New Happy. Now, Tianba has to fight this. I think Tianba would be wise to try to take this 2v4, essentially. I mean, I know New Happy's been really good today, but you've got an opportunity here. You have to know the other 2 members of New Happy are on the other side. If you've been watching your kill feed, you just saw them kill Donovan. You heard the shots. You know where it's happening. You know that if you know that's New Happy, you've got a really good opportunity. Theo up on the hill, though. Long range shots, and look who's right underneath this. It's Longster with a Groza.
Infantry once again. They were problematic there for Bagel Paw on the previous map, and they continue to be a problem as Longster with a fantastic Groza spray going to take down Pio. The nade will finish him. Bagel Paw losing their best player, but Too Hard getting the jump there on Monster, getting a nice headshot as well. We'll be going for the flush with a nade, going blow for blow here with Infantry, but Bagel Paw, if they want to keep their tournament victory dreams alive, they're going to need to tighten this fight up right away.
Yeah, they got to win the rest of this fight relatively cleanly. Too Hard takes a bunch of damage. DG starting to finally get into striking distance of this fight. Right now, it's all been on Tuar. He's got to be super careful on his bottom right with Wang Zai. He heard the footsteps. He's going to go for the grenade, try to roll it down the hill, up and over. It could be decent. It does a little bit of damage, but it kind of gets caught up on a hill edge there. Longsker starts taking a lot of damage himself, has to retreat back. There has been the res here, though. DG tries to find an angle, just really can't. Tuar knocks Sung's grenade. It's going to have to be massive. Only half damage onto Longsker, as now infantry starting to scoot along the edge of this blue. Beaglepaw's Sungjong has been phenomenal close quarters this event. Genji gets wiped by 4AM somewhere on the north side of this circle, trying to wrap all the way around. Sungjong has to start whipping out smokes to try to keep himself alive.
During all this, New Happy and Tiamba dueling it out on the southeast side. New Happy already has 2 players knocked, so in a bit of a precarious situation as 7 from that rock. Ryan gets some more damage in. It is a 2v2 right now with 2 New Happy players. On the ropes is Sungjong now throwing a Molotov. Barely missing. Oh man, what a peek. Gets 2 right there to Sungjong. Some shots now coming in from 17 Gaming as they want to clean up infantry here. Beaglepop cannot afford to lose any more players.
Yeah, that grenade is just shy of being really good onto Lin. You can see Xiao Bei is fully expecting him to come down the hill, and he's going to wipe him out. So space bought there, and it is going to be New Happy taken down by Tiamba. Everybody in this lobby now thanking Tiamba for their hard work.
Yeah.
As Beaglepot is beat up, and look at DG. He is 1 bullet away from getting knocked.
Yeah, he didn't even have time to heal with how forward Xiao Bei and Xiao Didi pushed there. DG now going to get out of his vehicle and go for the heal. As Beaglepop, a tough road ahead of them. The western side of the circle is heavily occupied, and 17 Gaming continues to encroach on their position, chasing them a little bit on foot from the south. Dongwon Kia all the way up to the north will also need to find their way to get in. Look at this angle now, 17 Gaming. It feels like they're on the hunt. They want to take down Beaglepop.
Yeah, absolutely. This is 17 Gaming in a nutshell. They are another team that's kill happy. They will gladly fan out and try to cut off, weakened enemies. They know that they know the Beaglepot is down to players. If they've been keeping track of their kill feed, which I guarantee they have been, they're even going to get a knock on Kia here, who's already engrossed in a battle with 4AM. Loki starting to throw some grenades out as ZG able to be in that prone state, avoid the knock initially, but then a follow-up from Mental is good. He did get the return knock on the Mental himself, so it's a trade. Just box it for, well, no, take it back. He's not.
I can't believe Sho got that kill on Under. That was like so far out there, man. Like Dongwon Kia is all the way up here to the north of La Bendita. Sho is there's like 4 or 5 at least, man. That is a long shot there by Sho. I was watching the kill feed. I look at the map. I was watching the kill feed. I look at the map and I just like start counting the squares. Like, how is this possible?
Well, you get up on top of that warehouse, you can actually see for days.
Yeah. All right, Tyler now. Took it out a little bit with 4AM, who was stuck in the blue. This nade will land on that one Marauder, but it's not the one that Wayless is in, as he will be able to find his way into the circle. Tyler wants to push this position, but it's in fact 4AM Wayless that gets the spray there on Zhao Yang. And Sia goes down as well. 4AM able to hold that front there on the north.
All right, well, this is what happened with Gen G. They had no idea 4AM is here, and they just, it's a traffic jam. That's just painful to watch. I mean, they get caught, right? As they're trying to get their vehicles out. And it's wonderful work there by Forever. Just phenomenal timing. Sungjong's still alive for Beaglepop. Gets into La Bendita. This is not the easiest place to rat, though.
No, it's not. It's tough to move from building to building, and there are those sight lines on the ridge line all above these compounds, and even the structures themselves, as you see right there, there's so many openings in them. These are not in pristine condition. Bendita has been through some stuff. Put it mildly.
Yeah, you're playing that crap into it. That ain't great. Did not go well for the residents of La Bendita.
No, not at all. Now Ghibli making the mad dash into the yard of 4AM and Forever, who lets loose a nade but lands just short. Cuban now gonna try and push up on the front as Beaglepop Sungjong also trying to survive over here. Giftwise right on the helm. Ghibli getting some knocks. DG and Forever both going down, but 4AM fighting back. Wayless is able to finally get Z-Arm there with a knock.
It's just a 1v1 now in this particular battle, although I see the Donuts still trying to see if they can find anything in it at long range. Cozy, though, has to go for the med kit out the blue, and he comes alive and takes down Wayless. Should be able to at least get to the edge of this, but the Donuts are sprinting over in his direction to try to take these points. They're going to grab Heaven, and looking for Tosi, just, Shiva's just kind of spraying anything he sees, and he's able to transfer over that. Finish the job, Ghibli down. Shiva's going to reach out to the blue for reasons.
Maybe getting a little bit more utility, maybe getting some more builds.
I assume.
Yeah, it's probably something like that. As Shiva will soon rendezvous with his teammates USG Donuts, who are posted up at the northwest compound, and the Freaks are all the way down here to the south. They might be gatekeeping 17 Gaming just a little bit. I want to talk about this just a bit because 17 Gaming goes, and a lot of their movement for the past couple of minutes has been on foot. I'm not sure exactly what their vehicle situation is. I see Shiny now. It's in one vehicle, as Xiaobi as well. Okay, so they do actually have a handful of vehicles, because when they were chasing Bagel last time, that was almost all on foot. And I was wondering whether we were going to be able to safely make this rotation.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because there's a lot of flat space in the fields around it. It's kind of up on a plateau. Ooh, save you. That is some gorgeous shooting. Very nicely done. Done to 14 as well. Yeah, so 17 has to make a push, and the Kwangdong Freaks know it. On the other side of the hill, you can see it far in the distance there. The Donuts are pushing the north side of the Medita. Banned by John, as our observer so kindly showed us earlier. Petrol Road still 4 up. Not a ton of kills, only 2 so far. Harassing USG on their way in. Only a little damage done. Sheva should be good for the heal. And now you can see the eyes of Petrichor Road, the ears of Petrichor Road perk up as I think they heard something in their right. They want to go see what that is, because it's really powerful, especially with the way this circle is cut, to work the top of this ridge line. If you can work it successfully, you're going to be finding a lot of damage, a lot of kills potentially, to really give yourself a big game.
Yeah, and Hero, they love those ridge lines, and what actually happened was Long was getting some damage in, got it up, and I think he kill on one of the players for 17 Gaming, so now communicating to Hero that this opportunity has presented itself, and they know that there are 3 or 4 teams holed up in La Bendita. If they can control the territory outside of it, they play that ridge line just like you said to perfection, and that's why they're fixating now on 17 Gaming. Great. Shown where Shiny knocked. They is going to try and get out of this position, but he's in a buggy. Very exposed, taking a lot of damage, and he will finally get eliminated. So Pero continuing to dominate here in the final day of PCS 7 Asia. Already 4 kills as they're looking to control everything outside of La Bendita.
Well, now they just found a kill on the Freaks. Hikari's way out in no man's land here. You can't be giving these points over like that. That's really kind of a head scratcher there for the Freaks. I know they wanted those points on the 17, of course, but Petrichor Road now only 6 points away from toppling 17 in the second place. So it's great timing, great movement, great just confidence from the side of Petrichor Road to go out there, take out 17, and then they get a freebie from the Freaks as well. Sungjong is just going to chill in this spot. He ain't going nowhere until he absolutely has to. Meanwhile, Petrichor Road can just watch everything that's going on. They might even be able to get a freebie on top of the plane. Yeah, Zennon just caught trying to get an off angle on that. I don't know if it was Sungjong or what.
They're going to try and provide some covering fire as he's shooting that Ming's position. We'll be able to do it, give enough space for Zennon to make his way down to this battered building and get the res. Arrow did a great job of working this ridge, identifying where everyone is and La Bendita. This is going, man. I love their gameplay here of just controlling the ridge line, making sure everything either south or southeast is at least at a distance and giving themselves room to maneuver, because if this circle moves away from La Bendita, it feels like it's probably apt to do. Harrow's going to be in a fantastic position to play that altitude advantage.
It's wonderful. This is shaping up really nicely for Petrichor Road. Really, the only thing anybody's going to have to say about this is if it hard down towards the Freaks, maybe, or into La Bendita. Okay, that's not bad. This gives the Freaks an opportunity, potentially. There's going to be a lot of chaos inside of Bendita as teams try to get out of there, or at least get to the edge. Gets Ray Xavier's a Mark 14, gets a knock on to Sheva, as there's going to be, if anybody can come out of this with, 4 or 3 up, they have an opportunity to have a decent game to try to get up that hill, but it's going to be tough. It's all kind of depends on kind of the rock, paper, scissors here. Will the Freaks put pressure on Petrichor Road enough that it makes it hard for Petrichor Road to watch the inside of this? All these kind of, you know, butterfly effect scenarios come into play.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving parts here in this final circle as so many teams are pulled up in that compound. And for me, the main story to watch is exactly who's going to be able to control the ridgeline if there is a battle for it. Will it be Pero on the western side or the Freaks, who has a nice wide spread on the east? As, yeah, I mean,
shotgun underneath that mini, or did he just drop the mini? That's kind of weird. I don't know if he has another gun in there or what, but I saw the mini on the ground underneath Sungjong, so I assumed he had swapped it for like a shotgun just in case. But
perhaps,
I didn't see the secondary slot when they showed us his view. He didn't have another gun in his backup, so I'm not sure.
Aches left and long, gathering a little bit of intel over here on the position for the Freaks, and looking at the map feed now, Lash getting in a vehicle. We'll see exactly where he decides to rotate. Instead, just popping off as Ian did spot Long, encroaching just a little bit. Man, Long took a ton of damage. He thought he could throw in a position where he wouldn't be seen, but Ian from the rooftop has the perfect sightline on him. Pero's going to have to scramble to provide covering fire and allow Aches left to close the distance and get that res.
Yeah, Kod's not really a good position to help this, though. It's all on Lash in the end right now. The Freaks are just trying to cover too much territory. This isn't... Kod needs to be over-helping the rest of his team, in my opinion. I mean, I know there's kills to potentially be found inside of this crater, but Pero's probably your bigger threat in the grand scheme of things. Xavier's grenade is just right in front of Bang. He had no hope there, trying to vault over that edge. SSR going to get knocked by a Kod, but you can see he takes a ton of damage for it. Has to back right up. Long looks like he's going to be able to beat Rez. Ian just, you know, spraying and praying into the smoke, hoping that somehow, some way, they can find that knock, or at least get the re-knock after Rez comes through, but it's not going to happen.
No, seems like very close on some of these shots, but those smokes covering a lot of ground. 3 or 4 of them here in position to give Pero some breathing room, and man,
got knocked again, though.
Hold on, that's tough.
That sucks, but now the Freaks have a real opportunity to knock Petrichor Road out of this game. Essentially, that grenade is perfect from a Kod. Shows up at the right time to get the knock and the finish on the Aches left and Long. Now he's got an angle onto the backside of the shed with that smoke up there. He's got a no-mill, is waiting as well. So a Kod finds the perfect time to strike. I tell you what, it's better late than never.
Yeah, that blue knock was devastating there for Pero as they hold up in that position for too long. Kod coming in with able to get the flush, and now Pero down to 2 players. This battle's turning on its head just a little bit. It looks like Sungjong might be getting flushed out here.
Well, I mean, the thing is, I tell you what, it's tough to get a grenade in that window. They know he's in there, but the problem is like every time USG tries to reach out for Sungjong, they're getting absolutely devastated by GEX, so it makes things really awkward. Now Kod gets the knock on it. I mean, Kod might just 1v4 Petrichor Road here. Actually, Zenon there with some shots into his back and puts him down. Mill on the edge of the blue, trying to pull him through. Not a lot he can do here, maybe. It depends on how many more smokes he has.
Wow, well, forget it. That was a perfect day there by Ian, and the Freaks able to take advantage of a misstep there by Pero to control the ridgeline, and now it's going to be them who have 3 up on the high ground. Xavier with some nice spraying. He's been playing really well this second weekend. He's going to get more damage in. Already 500 plus damage under his belt in this lobby.
Ian is going to guess incorrectly that somebody's inside of that house. Zenon is actually in the ruins of the house next to it, the neighbor house. Xavier just holding angles onto USG. We're going to wait this one out, no doubt, as we are in phase 9 next. So we just come right down to the center, right outside of Sungjong's position. Him and Zenon are pretty much equidistant to the center of this. So they are just going to probably, you know, hold tight, see if they can last this one out. The Freaks have to find the opportunity to come down the hill. Xavier knocks one, that 3x barrel spray. Now he is under pressure himself.
Yeah, Shava fighting back with the spray, but unable to get the knock as GEX gonna have to slowly work their way in. That nade very close to getting the knock on Xavier as he's down to just a sliver of HP. King gonna try and find one with a frag coming up just short. As the battle with the USG Johnson and the GEX continues to rage on, and the Freaks are going to use this as an opportunity to at least one player down closer to the center of the circle. It will be a Kod. As Zenon now trying to fight the Freaks on top is The walls are closing in, Paperthin.
Well, it's a steep hill for the Freaks to come down, so they have to find the right timing. The smokes don't really do too much for you, but Akkad's already found his way down. Lash K starts peppering GEX from above. He can't really see them, but he can guess pretty decently where they are. Sheva up close and personal, not going to win that one. Kane there to trade right away. Now it's Sungjong's turn to start trading. Throws a great grenade right on top of Korn. Korn's out in the blue now. Kane trying to come alive and do something here. He gets some decent damage into Akkad. Akkad backs off. Lash still has enough room up on that hill, but it's EN who's going to get Kane. Now it's Yan Lee, Sungjong, and 3 members of the Freaks.
Yeah, the Freaks in a commanding position right now as everyone was scrambling in La Bendita to try and get closer to the circle, but the Freaks from the high ground just absolutely decimating any rotation anyone made. Now the blue is closing in. You know someone's in this building who's going to try and close it out. Ian is able to get him, so Eueope, Sungjong at least getting some placement points, but man, I think he's in a lot of trouble here.
He's got no choice.
Almost got one more.
Akkad tries to get the drop on him to see if they can get the extra point. Of course, Sungjong just trying to deny there. Actually almost got another point himself. Not deny though, so that point does not go over to Eueope. But hell of an effort here by Sungjong to get where he was. Hell of an effort by Freaks to get a win. This was not an easy one, to be honest, and I thought they might have spread too thin momentarily, but Akkad was able to get there right in the nick of time and save their bacon.
Yeah, you had to think that either Hero or the Freaks were going to be in commanding position the longer that circle went on, and given the way that they were fanned out on the map, I kind of didn't like the Freaks' position, but getting that knock there on, I think, Long and then Ache slept who was trying to save him.
Yeah, Ian got a big knock from that roof.
Yeah, man. The blue knock follow-up, and Akeslip just gets bogged down in the smoke, trying to get the res off, and at that point there's not a lot of utility left, and Kwangdong Freaks were able to do, by process of elimination, decipher exactly where Akeslip was. They get 2 more down, and from there the dominoes start falling for Pero. The Freaks control that ever so important ridge line at La Bendita. They send 1 player down Akkad into the pit, and they just control the end of that circle phenomenally. I mean, none of the other teams really had an opportunity there to make something happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, everybody just cannibalized each other before the Freaks had to move down the hill. It's basically what it came down to. There just weren't enough smokes available for everybody to really, make it a mess, create a fog, inside of the crater, so that the Freaks' sight lines were obscured enough to make it, so they could at least get to that chance where the Freaks have to come down the hill. It's well handled by the Freaks, no doubt about it. It's precarious at times, but they do a great job. And there's talented players on this team, no doubt about it. Oh, for sure. No doubt about it.
They've been for a long time during this tournament, and probably the majority of this tournament, the Freaks has been the team that's getting the most damage done across the board. I mean, I don't know exactly what they're at now, but coming into this weekend, they were averaging, I think, more than 1,000 damage per game. Just unable to translate that into wins, into placement points, into kills. And unfortunately, it's not damage that wins tournaments. It's all the placement points, it's all the kills that do.
Well, usually damage is a pretty good indicator.
It is. It's one of the reasons why we were continuously a little bit surprised with Kwangdong Freak kind of being in the middle of the pack, where I'm like 7th, 8th place constantly throughout this tournament, despite getting all that damage in, because I mean, if you're positioning yourself in a way to get damage, yeah, you're probably also getting kills, and you're also probably surviving a long time to actually deal that damage out.
Right.
But just for the Freaks, maybe getting some unfortunate breaks, not able to finish some fights as cleanly as they need to. And they are able to get a win here, which brings them up the leaderboard just a bit, but man, New Happy 17 and Pero really comfortable there at the top. Eueope able to make their way to 3rd place from some heroics there by Sungjong. 2 points right here at the end. I think with the placements, I'm not sure exactly where they end up, but still in 1st place with a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, at least New Happy and the other teams in the slug were 90 in this game. They didn't get a lot of points.
Yeah.
So they've got that going for them. GX played pretty good here the last couple days. I mean, it's too little too late, but having some good games at the end of it. Donuts able to survive into the late game. I don't know how many kills they got out of all of that after everything was said and done, but I'm curious to see the leaderboards. Yeah, that was a weird. That was a tough fight there at the end. If Petra gets road, if Long doesn't get knocked, in that situation, I think they might actually win that game. I mean, that knock was really, really detrimental, and it took a lot of resources to try to go for that res, and that gave the Freaks the time they needed to reinforce their position.
And it was also big time to go for the res too. The overall damage leader here, the only guy with 9,000 damage right now in this tournament, and to put that into perspective, no other player has 8,000. So he is a full 1,200 damage ahead of Zipian, who is in second, which is just phenomenal. He's in another class. So losing long, I mean, you immediately lose the guy in the forward position and the numbers advantage in that fight. But also it's Aches that you have to commit on the res because he's the closest one, and if he doesn't go for it, there's no chance you're gonna be able to get it.
Yeah,
Too much distance to cover. So Pero with an unlucky break there, and the Freaks not giving them any opportunity to back. They clean up Mill, they clean up Ming, and then they control the ridge line to perfection. And all those teams in La Benita, they're kind of like fish in a barrel.
Yeah, it's tough as well because of the way the smokes work. It's easier to see down into them than like a lot of other angles. Basically, like, there is moments where your head will kind of accidentally peek out of the smoke, and the higher you are, the easier it is to see down into it. You can see here that even with the X-ray on, it makes it obvious for us. But if you turn that X-ray off, I'm surprised how well you can see into this a bit. Yanli just tries to wait this out as long as he can. You know, that stun there just makes it so Yanli can't cleanly get the door, so En takes that kill, and then Sungjang knows this is done. Here's the footsteps. Doesn't actually get that kill, though, onto a COD, so that point doesn't go into Baconpod's bag. But still, second place out of what looked like a disaster of a game to start for Baconpod is 9 points out of that. That's not bad. The problem is that good enough to win this event? They have to win this next game, basically. It feels like if they're going to have any hope. We'll see the leaderboard in a moment. But
yeah, they only closed the distance on New Happy by 4 points there with that game. As New Happy, although they did go out early, I think it was Chiamba who crashed their compound and was able to take the fight to them. They did get 5 kills during all of that. So this is what I was talking about earlier, why we were afraid of them getting any kind of wins, at least for the other teams, because New Happy, it's very hard to shut them out. Even in a game like that, where they were out so early, they still scrapped together 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, Donawa just made the mistake of driving too close to them when they were in a 2-2 split and lost their whole team for it. Now, 17 got involved in that as well, and took, I think 17 Gaming took at least 1 kill out of that fight. There might have been someone else who took another, but because at the end of it, I saw New Happy only got 2 members of Donawa. They didn't get all of them.
Yeah, I think 17 Gaming got the other 2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then Tianba comes in, and it was a very scrappy fight, even though they barely won it. You know, New Happy still got some kills out of it, so yeah, absolutely our player of the match should be a COD. Just a fantastic performance from him. Again, the Freaks, the way they play is a spread out style. That's always the way they're going to play, so, you know, if I sound a little bit too, how do I say this, you know, too judgmental of them, I guess. It's not that I don't think it can't work. It's just, it's not as consistent sometimes, and you know, it was a great time for Macad to get there when it did. It's just, you know, could that fight have been a little bit cleaner sooner, maybe? I don't know. But it worked, so who am I to complain?
New Happy Esports now at 226 points. Only 19 points separate them from 17 Gaming. 5 more points from Baconpod and Petrol Road. As going into the final 2 maps of PCS7 Asia, both on Erangel. It's going to be really close, man. New Happy, there still is an opportunity for these other teams in the top 4. If they're able to shut New Happy down early and they pick up a big win, we could see that lead change hands.
Yes.
It's just, it's a tough time.
I mean, yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I mean, you know, look, you really hope that one of these other 3 teams, either 17 Gaming, Baconpod, or Petrichor Road, can find a win here in this game.
Right.
To, you know, catch back New Happy, make it a really interesting race. Because if one of them gets a win, then likely New Happy doesn't have a great game. You know, a couple more points here or there is what you would hope. You never know with New Happy. I mean, we've seen it where they pick up 17 kills and get a second. But then maybe you're talking about, you know, 3-4 teams that come into that last game with the potential of getting a big kill win and being able to win this event. So we'll see if we're able to get there as we are done with Miramar for PCS7 Asia. It is 2 more Erangels to go. That's it. Then we will find out who is our champion. Let's get it going. Let's get the plane in the air. Let's take it over to our hilly, grassy islands of Arendelle. Is the plane very, very fair? This is as good as it gets.
Dissecting this map in half, all the way from the southeast to the northwest. It is the plane path. This Eueope going to be the first ones out of the plane. Nova Repnoy, their favorite drop spot here on Arendelle. If you recall, all the way back to match number 1, they had a fantastic game moving from Novo.
I think you're the only person I've ever heard pronounce the entire name of Novo.
Yeah.
Nobody, everybody just calls it Novo because nobody wants to like try to go for that second half of it. But you went for it.
Sure, I'm messing it up.
I don't care. You went for it, and I'm saying I appreciate that.
Thank you. You know, sometimes we get
Normally I'm here like roasting you. Like this time, I'm like, good job.
I never say Sosnovka Island. It's always been military island to me.
Oh yeah, sure.
Sosnovka? Is that it?
Dude, I have no idea.
It's tough.
Look, I've committed all my language learning points to English and bad English, so. And a little bit of Korean.
A little bit of Korean, yeah. Too bad we don't have any Korean applications here.
Not on this map. We need Tego in professional play. Then you and I are like golden, right?
Yeah.
Buksana, North Mountain Temple, got it.
Oh, interesting plane again. This one, or plane, excuse me, circle. This one might be going towards Milton Power area. We've had a couple of aerial circles finish around that area, if I'm not mistaken.
We had one yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
These circles today are just so bad, but so good.
Yeah, it's. I'm glad that we're not getting anything that's kind of, like vanilla or kind of middle of the road. We've had some interesting circles here. Like, we even had an island circle on Miramar, which would have been absolutely insane.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. Love a little bit of spice.
Still a bad circle. It's not quite as bad as it could have been. This one's gonna look a lot like that other one where it's gonna end probably around Milta.
Probably something in the hills.
Yeah, maybe. It depends. It can hard shift. It's not like, it's not guaranteed. But that's just, with the way the circle's positioned, you just start to think, all right, like northeast of Milta or north of Milta is just what you kind of suspect. Maybe east of Milta, but somewhere in that kind of, I don't know. If you take like if you're looking at the map and you like throw a dart at like a Tongmu right now for GFY and draw like a 500 meter radius circle around him, it's probably in that area.
Yeah, it's a good way of putting it. As GFY has been pretty good at playing circles in this section of the map so far, and right now they're a point ahead of Gen G for that critical top 5 spot. So, in addition to first place, guys, keep in mind that as far as PGC points go, there is a lot to be played for teams like GFY, who right now on the cusp of securing that spot in 5th place, but only 1 point ahead of Gen G, only 4 points ahead of the Freaks after they had that win.
Yeah,
it's very close.
No, this is not comfortable at all for GFY, and this circle has got to leave them just breathing a huge sigh of relief. Because, you know, they won this game that was in this area last time.
Yeah, playing that compound to the east side of Milta and then going for that 2-2 split with 2 players right in the middle.
Barely worked, but it worked.
It did, yeah. All it has to do is work.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, look, this is the thing about PUBG is anything can work. If your shooting's good enough. You know,
that's true.
Literally anything can work.
On Arendelle before, we've seen you have to shoot their way out of some what we were looking at as unplayable positions is
really good.
Oftentimes, even if you get the rough hand on the draw, you're able to shoot your way out of it here in PUBG, as New Happy has done time and time again. It's why, I mean,
it's why they're on top.
It's why they're on top. It's why they were in first place coming into today in placement points, despite only winning 1 map. It's why the first map here in the championship weekend, or first day of championship weekend here at PCS 7 Asia, they got top 3 in the first 4 maps. I mean, they're just incredibly consistent.
So let's look here. GFY still technically in with where they're at, right? Because they're in 5th place. That's why we're showing this. Donawa's probably good to go, I think. At this point, it's hard to say, but Gen G's good to go. Megapod's probably good to go. So it's really just on that 10th position. TMA with their 80 points, they got PCS 6. It's just GFY who has to get ahead of that. I don't think there's any world now where infantry shoots away on the leaderboard. they'd have to win back-to-back games to even top it. So let's see if that happens. Big ol' Pop is just getting across the bridge as early as they feel comfortable. Donowa's already drifted down in this direction. They might cross paths here in just a moment. See if it's going to happen. 2 hearts up on top of the hill. He'll be the first potential player that makes contact. Neil's going to hear this vehicle behind him. Salute. Got that, or Soul with the machine gun, excuse me. 2 heart just bails right into the water. Piero might have to follow suit. 2 heart, though, they never saw him. He's the trap and gets 2. Now Salute did get 2 heart. Helen up top is going to get the flush, but Pio is there to find one. Is he going to be able to find the final? Lambu, yes, it is gone. Big ol' Pop holds up.
Man, 2 heart, absolute hero there. He dives into the water and Donowa misses him. He pops out, him combined with Sungjung use their firing power to save the day for Big ol' Pop. Yes, they do lose 1 man, but their tournament hopes are still alive. And now 206 points with 4 more kills, 3 men up deep in the circle. They're feeling good about this.
Yeah, you're happy with that result. Like a fight that you don't want to take in a situation where you lose a player, or else you can lose a player. So Sheva's basically done to him. Oh, man. Americano just makes a beeline at Xiao Wu, says, how dare you take out my teammate? I'm coming for the rest of you now. ZG trying to do something about Korn is going to be able to. Still Forever and ZG, though, on their feet. Ticket Forever should be able to clean that up.
Yeah, 4AM Forever there with a nice angle on USG Donuts. Gonna get some more as Americano, the last man standing here. Will he be able to find ZG? He does. Man, almost spiteful throwing down to that US on that position.
Americano's angry.
You're gonna get my two guys punching the ground.
Yeah, dog.
He is lit up.
Yeah, he wants to win this fight. It's just him versus Forever, essentially. Gonna throw a smoke on himself to try to buy a little bit of time for some meds and other things. I think he hears Forever coming, or just sure. It could just be the shots behind him that made him reposition. I'm not sure, but something's, got him perked up.
Yeah, Forever right now with the MC49 on the top of those rocks. We'll see if he's able to connect. Human's going to try and find an angle. And Forever right now, right on top of Americano, just barely out of vision. As Americano at 56 HP coming in with the airmail. Gets a ton of damage on Forever, not the knock, and Forever, the Iron Sight MC49 in close range, able to finally clean up Americano. Despite this nade from Human. I think the first nade is coming in now. If this nade is good, and it is. Wow, look at that bounce. It's like some professional pool or something.
Yeah, that's that was a too. Forever back up to full health. So that was perfect from Gyumi. What a nade.
Yeah, that's like playing air hockey and like he bounced it off the side or something in the goal. Like, that was beautiful.
It's like playing ping pong in a small room and you play it off the wall.
Yeah, it was sick.
Yeah.
I love that we have the tracers on nades like that too. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's the best part. It's my favorite things about PUBG esports. It's just watching grenades just rain. Just seeing how the trajectory they take.
Yeah, the bounces.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah, I think it was yesterday we had somebody throw a nade that landed like on the windowsill.
Yes.
Obscured by like the little T-post.
Yes, I remember that.
Oh man.
That was unfortunate. I think that was Chewy from Tiamba.
I don't know how you always remember this stuff. I mean, we talk about this on the breaks too. We're like, hey, you remember this fight that happened yesterday? Was it Pio and DG in this fight, or was it Pio and Sungjung? It was DG.
Yeah, I remember that one too. Yeah, that was also against Tiamba. Tiamba's been on. Tiamba's like really been up and down this tournament. Like they had those back-to-back wins that one day, and we're like, all right, maybe. And then they won that fight against New Happy. Oh, maybe they're gonna take another one here. New Happy super spread out around the prison, but it looks like they're more just watching other teams go. Get information, maybe hoping that this circle hard shifts up to the north, but I'm not so sure about New Happy here. It looks like they're content to try to play edge, because, I mean, the circle could shift up to them, absolutely, but a lot of teams tell me they don't like to play south out of the prison, because there's that huge area right south of the prison that's really wide open, that's really tough to cross.
That's a little bit tough to work with, but perhaps New Happy right now with a 20-point lead, they're kind of feeling like, all right, if we're able to scrap together a good number of points this game and next game.
Better safe than sorry here.
Exactly. We will be in a comfortable position. Let's just, play it slow in the early game, gather intel. Let's take fights when we have full information and we know we can win them.
Why not? And hey, you never know. It could just hard shift up to them a couple times. I mean, that's there's a world where that happens. So.
They would have some prime real estate if the circle does decide to go that way.
Yeah, I mean, they would have everything. Unless infantry, for some reason, crashes them, or Damakia does. I don't know. Petro Road, I think, is thinking about boats if necessary. I think they're thinking about maybe a beach rotation. And this is going to maybe look very similar to what we saw in that GFY one the other day. Potentially, but this one's a little more to the west, so this one could go west of Milta as well. But still, I think anywhere north or east of Milta is decently likely. We'll see.
Genji going to hunt down this tiny shanty compound to the northwest of Milta. As Tyloo made their way west to the farm. We'll see if these compounds are crashed at any point in the near future. Now Perro making the rotation in. We'll decide to drive down this road through the side, but Tiamba waiting in the wings. Might have some sight lines if they don't venture too far forward.
Eueope is literally just watching every team drive by. I think they're counting the teams left. They're like, all right, infantry, and then let's see, who's left? Oh yeah, Damakia, they dropped north of us too. And then we'll be done. Then we're the last team on that edge. Peng got knocked by Ghibli, and GFY, you know, that should be critical, I assume, based on their position. But that still hurts. I mean, that's still armor damage done. That's still a knock. So the fact, you know, they're going to bleed out faster, of course, the next time. Not ideal, but maybe there's at least, you know, armor or a helmet, whichever got hit there. Inside that building, they can recoup, get some fresh gear on, level 3 vest here for CP Yan, a lot of grenades. So yeah, Eueope content to just chill. Well, and now they get a knock on Foxy.
Yeah, HS all the way in that northeastern compound, able to get a knock on Damakia's Foxy.
That's insane.
That's like 150, 200 meters out. There's some cover as well.
Yeah, it's about 200 meters out, yeah. And just great shooting. I mean, you can just tell when teams are feeling it. I mean, it's like everything dies. They're just so zeroed in. And Eueope right now, Petro Road kind of has a similar feeling to me today, where everything they do just feels strong and thoughtful and freaks.
Yeah, even that last game there with Petro Road, if they didn't have that blue knock, maybe it's a completely different game where they're able to clean up the freaks. They're able to
get knocked on top of that house.
Yeah, that fight was hanging on for the longest time as we get a replay here of HS's shot, and that's a fantastic headshot.
God, that's
so good. That was like the third or fourth shot out of the barrel. So there was some bounce to it that he accounted for.
It's crazy good.
HS able to make it land, slows Damakia down just a little bit as they are now on the map feed rotating to the northwest. And Tiamba over here, just to the south of Milton Power. Gathering a little bit of intel. Perro is to their north, playing the edge, not quite in the next circle just yet. And Tong, he's aware of this. He's going to be scouting this out with his SLR.
Yeah, Damakia is making a late rotation. Looks like they're going to gun for the western side. There is Wang Zai and Longsker over here as well. Now, Eueope doesn't really have much. I say that like, watch when somebody's going to get knocked from Damakia, but there shouldn't be a world where Eueope is really able to hit much damage on Damakia. And it looks like they're going to be able to avoid infantry's sight lines, as well as infantry is pulled off back towards the shelter. Bagel Pop, as we saw earlier, has 3 players left after wiping Donowa out. Kwangdong Freaks there in the warehouse, Genji next to them. So everybody trying to get on the western side of Milta, because really, you know, it's got to leave that water. It's going to shift sort of west or east, a little more land on the west. You kind of lean to believe that it's going to go that way, but it's actually going to go north.
Almost identical.
Yeah, it's very similar. And it's already, but the interesting thing is it's already removed a lot of water. So it's a little bit harder to predict what this circle is going to do, because now it can literally go anywhere.
Yeah, there's even a little bit of shelter in this as well. As Akado with a fantastic shot there from distance, able to get Renba as Genji's rotating in, and it feels like the second weekend, Genji just constantly on the rotations are losing players left and right. He's now trying to breach this wizard compound. Monster is on the second deck, trying to hold it. He decides to come down, he finds a Nonix exposed, not able to get the flush as the one freak slashing the Kari are zeroed in on this location, but Genji in a lot of trouble right now. Spear knocked, Nonix knocked, Monster's going to be trying to go for the flush with the nade. He'll peek out very quickly, throw that nade. Oh, he's actually going for the full team wipe, and he gets it. Oh my god, what a nade by Monster. Picks up a Surah and Spear.
Beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful step up play from Monsters. And also, oh my god! Whoa. How did you turn that fighter out? I thought Show had you dead to rights, but somehow he spins, gets the knock, he's instantly traded, and GFY trying to steal the point. Doesn't look to happen. No. Eueope able to take that, but nobody else for Ghibli is anywhere near this. That was supposed to be an information gathering, I assume, for Ghibli, unless they got caught up here with GEX and just couldn't rotate in time to help. But regardless, you know, Ghibli pulled apart at the strings. Now let's see if they can defend this. We've already seen once today where their defense was questionable. That was against New Happy. Rather good at everything they do. So.
Yeah. We'll see if GX is able to breach this position, as these houses are a valuable piece of real estate here on the edge of the circle. GX is going to take a little bit of damage here from that nade. Star now going for the kit. He will heal up safe. Neonly fishing for something with the frag. Unlikely to find anything as Ghibli's retreated all the way back to the other side of this house. And SSR, if he's able to bounce this one off that wall, might be able to find some damage in. Nope, just a little bit short there. Z-arm. GEX unable to get the opening knock that they're looking for here. More utility now coming in. You know that as soon as they get that knock, they're going to want to try and breach this house if they have Ghibli up against the ropes.
Yeah, so they're going to stun push. SSR able to reach through the first line of defense. Z-arm there on the stairs, though, gets a knock. SSR thought he had gone up, able to pull the handle back down to get the shot on the Z-arm. So yeah, Ghibli's defense today has just been something to be desired with their defense is what I should say. It's not been great, and GEX this time are going to be the one to get through them. Heaven and the other member are just Heaven left. Yeah, just Heaven left for Ghibli now. He's all on his own. Circle can go anywhere. Where are we going to ping pong to? Over to the east, onto the lumber yard, and the trenches where 17 is at. So a little bit similar to that one we saw over in this. It's a little more north, so a lot more of the forest is involved.
A little more north, a little bit bigger. We got here a little bit earlier than we did in that previous circle. Tiamba Chui going to step out of his vehicle, try and get some sprays down on Eueope now. Tio and Sung on the motorcycle, very Tokyo does take one bullet worth of damage as Eueope scrambling to try and find some defensive position here, perhaps on the rock. That spray looks really good, but able to connect. Oh my god, 9-11 actually with a DMR gets the headshot there on Pio, and that is a crushing launch for Eueope, losing their best player, making this rotation into the rock. And now they're right on the footsteps of 17 Gaming.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, at the pro level, the motorcycles are a risky business, and you're seeing why. That even as fast as they go, you know, practice enough preparation with the way these teams, you know, with how many tens of thousands of hours they put into this game, that they're able to shoot players off of it. So at least Eueope is able to get a couple there. Yes, you lose Pio, but you know, you can at least get a little bit of this game, and you just gotta hope that New Happy doesn't put up too many points here for Eueope. It's unlikely they're gonna get a win at this point. It could still happen, of course. There's a world where that exists, but now you gotta start hoping kind of that New Happy just does, you know, scrape together too much out of this.
Yeah, New Happy behind all of this has been so quiet. They've only just now left the prison compound area, as they have 0 kills on the board, and it's not because they're struggling to find anything, it's because they've chosen not to. They've probably been watching the kill feeds, they're watching what Peru is doing, what Eueope is doing, what 17 Gaming is doing, and they realize right now they don't really have to push it on the pedal at all. They can play slow and safe, and once the circle gets closer, they can play for position, they can play kills, because they're still comfortably 20 points ahead.
Well, they're crossing the most dangerous part of their mission right now, and that's that dead man zone between the prison and the lumber yard, and it looks like they're relatively safely going to do it. Nan's the only one who's kind of in a worrisome spot. Damwon Kia is hard pushing on the edge of the blue, but Nan's aware of it, I think, or at least about to be. Looks like they're going to change direction. I don't know if Damwon Kia grabbed it or not. I assume they did. But they're angling. See, this is why nobody likes to be here.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's really butt clenching to run through here.
Absolutely. Skinny trees and not a lot of territory. Damwon Kia perhaps hearing that vehicle from New Happy, realizing that area is occupied, do not want to try their luck and instead move on down a little bit more to the west towards those wizard towers. New Happy's going to be able to cross that no man's land to the north side of the lumber yard and see where this circle's going to take us. Teams have kind of entrenched themselves in all these positions, and now that we're going down to the south, we're going to have to see a dash from not only New Happy, but Damwon Kia, Infantry, and Pero all the way in the north.
Yeah, but this one's a little more western shifted again than the last time we saw it, so it's going to be a little bit tougher for GFY, for example, to come out of that compound. as safely. There isn't that hill directly ahead that's as free. There still is Bagel Pod, that exact same rock they were at last time.
Infantry coming in on Damonkia right now, and Damonkia might get sandwiched between them and New Happy. Infantry,
but Peril right next to New Happy.
Oh yeah, that's right. There's a lot of key players up here on the north side of the circle. New Happy deciding not to go for the fight there with Damonkia despite hearing the action. Instead, they're going to make their way into the circle, into the lumber yard. As Infantry continues to press on, they had some nice opening damage on Damonkia, but no knocks. As now the smoke giving Damonkia a little bit of room, and now Hanks left gets the opening knock on HS.
Yeah, huge here, being able to just barely get behind this hill to obscure himself from the sightlines of Petrichor Road. That fight takes a break back over to Under and Damonkia, watching Infantry run right out in front of him. The silenced barrel going to put Lin on the ground now, looking for Longsker is Under, but Longsker, jeez Louise, he's bad. He just gets that headshot. Foxy trying to do something, gets Wong's eye. And it looks like Infantry's not going so good. Meanwhile, New Happy is getting slaughtered by Petrichor Road. Ming trying to stick a res. It is going to come through. Mill there, able to be backed off by some good shooting from ZPon.
Yeah, during that fight between Infantry and Damonkia, Mill from Perro rotated all the way around onto the north side and got the perfect angle. And as a result of this, New Happy's defense here at the lumberyard has been crumbling. They're scrambling now to try and get some reses at the nades rage in, but already 2 players knocked here for New Happy as they do not want to be knocked out, especially not at the hands of Perro. As even more nades coming in, Ming barely surviving that one on pretty low HP. Perro, they feel the opportunity here to take out New Happy and perhaps get more points on the board. Keep in mind, they're only 20 or so points behind New Happy right now in this game. Long now throwing more nades in. They have an idea that ZPon is overhearing the smoke, but there's just so many of them. And actually, Infantry coming in from the west side after cleaning up Damonkia, they're going to find none.
Yeah, you can see Petrichor Road immediately swats Infantry their way. They're like, no, this is our fight. You guys get out of here. We're busy. That's a fight up over the top for Ming. Not able to find much damage. Ake's trying to stay up.
Damn it, Gen.
Something in the background. Oh my god, Ming. Actually gonna get Ming again. Like, those two are destined to fight today, apparently.
Now even 17 Gaming coming on the action as Shiny and Little Ghost are coming on the flank. All the top teams here in this lobby want to get in on this. They want to be the last man standing, and Xiaobing with a great nade there gets long, gets more damage in. New Happy Esports is eliminated. Ming is going to go for the res here onto Ake's left, arrow down with only 1 player up, 2 players down. 17 Gaming, they want to close this one out, as all these top players here in the north side, if they fall, whichever one emerges victorious is going to be in the prime position to close distance between first and whatever spot they're in now.
This is just a beautiful move from 17. Just absolutely gorgeous. Love the way they're playing this. Now Petrichor Road stuck between some logs in the blue, trying to inch their way forward underneath this wooden fence. Infantry gets up on top of the rocks to try to watch this. 17 keen to keep their barrel sighted towards that direction as well. Meanwhile, Bagel Pod Sungja is making life miserable for GFY, who is trying to find footing to get into this next circle instead of shifted out of there. Sungjong just swats it away with a headshot of his SLR. 3 kills in the back for him, 6 total for Bagel Pod. They have a little bit of space to work with because 17 rotated all the way up. Now they're backing off. They said, well, that fight's essentially done, as maybe they can allow Infantry to try to finish Petrichor off.
And for 17 Gaming, Bagel Pod, Perro, this is a huge game. New Happy eliminated early with 0 kills. Their best opportunity to close the distance here is Ghibli Esports coming with the defense. Heaven's been a huge fragger here for Ghibli so far, not able to fend off 17 Gaming, but a valiant effort there with the AR and with the nades. 17 Gaming take a lot of damage. I'm seeing now on the map feed, Bagel Pod starting to move up to the north. We'll see if they engage on this position.
Yeah, they're fighting with show. I can see the bullets crossing. Now, we gotta watch this fight with Infantry and Petrichor Road. This is super important to see if Petrichor Road can come out of this. I don't know if Infantry knows Ming is right underneath them. It seems like they're watching some of the other positions. That's done. Buys them enough time to get the sights on him and take him down. So good job here by Infantry to shut Petrichor Road out early. 17 Gaming, though, hasn't hard committed to this fight on Bagel Pod. Instead, they're going to continue to just hold position, hold hard cover.
Yeah, Bagel Pod was unable to find an opening there, despite 17 Gaming taking some damage and getting a knock. And now 17 Gaming back with 4 men up over here on the eastern side. Only 10 points out of that first place position as them and Bagel Pod hungry for points here, and the Infantry just continues to dominate, man.
Yeah.
They have controlled the north side of this map despite 17 Gaming, Perro, and New Happy all getting in on the action. Now Tiami Esports and Bagel Pod biting heads just a little bit. 4 men up here for Tiamba, as Tong is going to try and find Sungjung here behind this tree.
There's still something to play for infantry. Like I said, they can put 2 wins back-to-back with big kills. I don't know, maybe they get a BGC. I'm not sure, I think it's pretty unlikely, but I'd have to do some math during the break. Bagopaz is just trying to squeak in between 17 and Tiamba, but that's just putting all of the attention of both Tiamba and 17 on them. Now, infantry's trying to take space, and they're successfully doing so, as I think this is wise for both 17 and Tiamba to make sure Bagopaz is out of this, because it gives them a lot more breathing room. Don't have to worry about those weird backstabs that can happen. Sungjung has a fair amount of smokes to work with, but he's basically out.
Yeah, Sungjung now with only 1 smoke left in the bag. And there are a couple on the ground. Him and DJ are going to try and use this as their opportunities to engage on a 17 gaming, but Xiaoyu just too quick with the trigger as Sungjung comes out of the smoke. DG98 fighting back though, does get Xiaoyu after his position is revealed, but it's a 1v4. I mean, DG98 is a fantastic player, but this is going to be nigh impossible.
Tiamba might get involved there. If he gets one or not, he might be able to attract the attention of somebody from Tiamba, although they're engaged with his business, so take it back. He does get the flush. Waiting for a little ghost. There's a stun though, and yeah, look at this. 7-7 is watching this and should see DG. He should be getting the finish, I think, momentarily. How is DG still alive? I guess that, yeah, there it is. Okay, he finally finds the angle and takes him down. Not a bad attempt by DG and Bagopaz.
Yeah, Bagopaz going to be eliminated 13 points out of first place, but 17 gaming at 218 right now with 6 kills. We're going to want some more. Xiaoyu laying the hurt down here on Tiamba, lands some nice body shots, both on 7 and on Tong. Now 7-7 has healed back up. Chewy is not here for Tiamba, as 3 teams remain. 4 men up for Tiamba, 3 for 17, 3 for infantry.
Yeah, Tiamba's got some work cut out for them. If 17 wraps underneath them like this, they're just driving right at it. And confidence here from Lil goes through the roof. The grenade just splashes a touch of damage onto him. More grenades are coming out of that wall, landing right on him. Lil Ghost might be about to be knocked. Meanwhile, Show is fighting with the Grows up on top, gets knocked onto Lin. He's now open to the number left. 4-17, forget it. They're wiped. It's infantry versus Tiamba.
17 gaming wipe there. There was a critical knock at the flank position, and Tiamba now in a commanding spot here with infantry having 1 man knocked. Monster is going for the res here on Lin. Longsu coming in from the black back, trying to reinforce, but 9 and Chewy are already here.
Let's see, the res did get in, the heal got in. 9 though, keen to be the man who finished the job. Spots him out, yeah, that's 1. Is he going to be able to find the other? Open longsword from long range, but he got knocked. Monsters, though, holding down the trigger. Might be able to find a point at the very least. Tong and 7-7 versus Monsters. I don't think they should give Monsters enough time yet. No, they do not. They're going to take him down. And Tiamba is going to find another Erangel win.
Yeah, Tiamba playing really well here on Erangel, as they take a win with some nice shooting. Defending at 17 gaming, push to the north, and easily dispatch infantry there as they racked up over 2,000 damage in that game. And man, we had me going out that early with 0 kills. I mean, we were talking about them playing slow and steady. And yes, they were able to cross the no man's land from prison into the hills, into the lumber yard. But as soon as they got there, the team fights came and they faltered. And now as a result, I think they only have an 8-point lead over 17 gaming, 13-point lead over Bagopaz, and we're going to go into the final map. And if Bagopaz or 17 gaming win, they might win the whole tournament.
They most likely will. Yeah, unless it happens like the second place team, or really just puts up a huge kill game. You know, that's what you got to worry about now. But yeah, it is a neck-to-neck race. A lot to play for going into this final game, as there are still a couple teams who can take the title, snatch it away from Eueope. You know, 17 always been so close, but not quite in so many events. It'd be their first international win. Eueope wants that final piece of the puzzle, or like that, to make the complete picture. They've got all these other wins. They've got a PGC. They've got PCLs, PCS. It's just another trophy that they want in that case. The heroic underdog story of a team that no one expected to come out like this and just kind of gather together here out of thin air in the middle of the summer and put a team that is world class, competing with the likes of your global champions from last year, Eueope, with the likes of 17, Petrichor Road, better than Petrichor Road right now. You never know. Anything's possible.
phenomenal what Eueope's been doing. Now only 13 points out of first place here at PCS 7 Asia. Every single time we have another PCS, the Korean players in their interviews, they say they want to be the team to finally win it for their home country. As of yet, it hasn't happened, but Eueope right at the doorstep, this is the closest it feels like it's ever been.
I mean, the tension is through the roof right now for fans of the Korean region, you know, for fans of PO, which he has tons, of course. So, you know, right now you're sitting on pins and needles, hoping that they can have a big game, hoping that they can come through. You kind of almost want to see him avoid this early game fighting. Now, this time it wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
This was not anything that was drawn up on the board. You know, I think early on today, some of those fights they took on Miramar were absolutely thought out ahead of time potentially. But this one here was just they cross paths with Donovan. Now they won the fight. They got some decent points out of this. Infantry had a phenomenal game. Monsters put up a ton of kills in this one. But Tiamba just controlling space so well. Like, the way that they're just fending everybody off. They sandwiched Bagel Pod between them and 17. Did a ton of damage. Really well handled.
Yeah, it seemed like they took every fight at a time. We often talk about in team fights, teams isolating players. It felt like in this match, Tiamba was isolating teams. They sandwiched Bagel Paw, they cleaned them up easily. After that, they move on to 17 Gaming with almost no problems from infantry to the north. They quickly dispatch them, and then they move up to infantry, and just one at a time, with a full four-man squad, Tiamba able to take that win. And they're going to emerge victorious with 13 kills, 23 total points, infantry putting up a great game. 17 Gaming, though, and Bagel Paw closing the distance with New Happy Man. It is so tight at the top of this race.
A rare 0-point game for New Happy. You almost never see them, and what a time for it to happen. And it, you know, for every other team in this lobby, it's a blessing. For New Happy fans, you know, you want this. This is like such an important kind of part of their legacy. Is maybe the best team ever, right? Is maybe, you know, you're talking about Zipian and Ming Ming as the two best, you know, players to ever touch the game. The duo that we could be talking about for forever. But so far, you know, they've been really close to PCSs, and they've been playing well. They got bogged down in fights with Donovan, hot dropping, and things like that. So this is where I look to see if, you know, if this New Happy team really has what it takes to take this event, because this is big.
7-7 from Tiamba, going to be the player of the match here. And the penultimate game at PCS 7 Asia.
He got 7 kills.
Of course, picking up 7 kills.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have it anyway.
That's amazing.
Kills, almost 700 damage. I mean,
beautiful.
Yeah, fantastic game there from Tiamba. They navigated that end circle perfectly. They took all the fights they had to very cleanly. And yeah, just a solid game, man. Tiamba, a big part also of why New Happy is kind of faltering a bit. Because remember, on Miramar, they came to bits. They came into that team fight and they took New Happy out in that compound, and New Happy was not able to get too many points in that game. I think they had maybe 5 kills and no placement points. And so New Happy faltering just a little bit here. And you see it right there, board 17 Gaming now 8 points away. Bagel Pot 13. Even Petrichor Road at 207. I mean, this is probably the least likely scenario. But if they have the absolute biggest game, 17 Gaming and Bagel Pot.
New Happy needs 0 points.
Yeah.
If Petrichor Road is going to win this event, and there's again, it can happen, but it has to be basically a 0-point game for New Happy, maybe 1 point, because then you're talking, you know, a 19-point game, right, which is 9 kills and a win, maybe a 20-point game, 10 kills, you know, and a win is what you're kind of thinking about for Petrichor Road. But there's only really 4 teams that are involved in this anymore.
Yeah.
But any of those 4 teams, who knows? There's lots to keep track of here. Some potential PGC points implications still on the line with GFY starting to slide a little bit. It hasn't been a fantastic day for them. So there's a lot going on right now in this last game. Not this. There's only one left here at PCS 7 Asia before we crown a champion, before all of those things. So guys, we are going to go to a short break before our final game, our final Erangel here at PCS 7 Asia. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
the PCS battlefield. This is the last battle for PGC 2022. Give everything you have. 64 squads from 4 main regions, APAC, Americas, Asia, and Europe will be participating in this operation. And Miramar, where the operation will take place, seem quite peaceful for now. But when it starts, you'll never know what could happen here. Remember, the squad that scores the highest points on this battlefield will become the champion of PCS 7. Prizes are awarded to the champions and those who survive the fierce battle. Total prize money mounts up to $1 million. But prize money is not our main mission objective. PGC points is what this mission is all about. Take a close look at these squads. They are your rivals on the way to PGC 2022. All squads are ranked based on their achievement from regional qualifiers. The world's best 32 squads with the most PGC points can advance to our final mission, PGC 2022. Day Trade Gaming is leading the way in APAC, where the first gunshot will be fired. The point gap is big, but there is a way to turn the tables at once by becoming the PCS 7 APAC champion. I wonder which squad will advance to PGC 2022 in this competitive region. Sonic's 4-time PCS champion in America's region is leading the region with a total of 745 PGC points. Seems like they are almost locked up along with United. Still, all squads have a chance to advance to PGC 2022, as there is a slot reserved for the PCS 7 champion. Asia is the homeland of all the PGC champions until now. Their firepower is beyond limits. Strongest among them all is Petrichor Road, the 3-time consecutive winner of PCS. Unlike Legends, there is no champion seed for PGC 2022, so watch out for any drastic measures the squads may take. The last one coming, Europe, is where Northern Lights wield their power. However, no one knows how things will go, since all the squads in this region have what it takes to become a champion. Like APAC and Americas, Europe also has a champion seed for PGC 2022, so every squad has a fair chance. Operation PCS 7 is an important gateway to PGC 2022. It is time to start the operation. Everyone ready? Do not forget that only the best performing squads have a chance to fight at PGC 2022. So prove yourself in the battlegrounds.
it all comes down to this. One more game here at PCS 7 Asia to see who will be our champion, to find out which teams are going to PGC. But I think right now, the most important thing for me is which one of these 4 teams at the top can get this done.
Yeah, New Happy right now in first place, but after a rare 0-point game in the previous match, it is incredibly close. 17 Gaming and Begopa are right on their heels. Will 17 Gaming win one of their first international events? Will New Happy win their first PCS? Will Begopa be the first Korean team to win a PCS 7 Asia? No matter who wins, it's going to be a first. And man, I think it's all going to come down to this game. Well, frankly it is, because it feels like any team that wins this game, the top 3, they're going to be the champions.
Yes, top 3, if you get the win, it feels pretty secure to say that you are going to win the event. Now, there are those weird worlds where some team gets like a bajillion kills in place, and then, you know, things are different, but those are not as common. Let's just put it that way. Petrichor Road is an outside chance of doing something here if they get a big win, but it's going to take some faltering from New Happy. New Happy basically has to go out with not many points, if any, for Petrichor Road to really have a shot. So all eyes on the New Happy. Is anybody going to try to mess with them? We haven't seen it. I don't expect it necessarily. Again, you would think if anybody's going to try anything, it's going to be 17 Gaming, and they really haven't. They're just playing. That's pretty typical for Asia. I'm gonna be honest. Like, this isn't. It's just almost never hot shot. It happens very rarely, every once in a while. But for the most part, teams think that their best way to win is to play their game. Yeah, that could be. So there's the leaderboard.
Yeah, New Happy Esports right now at 226 points. Only 8 points separating them from 17 Gaming. 13 points separate them from Begopa. Petrichor Road, although there is a world where they might win this thing, they're going to need to play to perfection and put up a huge win here in this final match. They need more than 19 points, and they need these teams at the top to falter a little bit. So Harrow, if they play absolutely out of their mind, they may have their 4th PCS championship in a row. It is possible, but right now, all eyes on New Happy, all eyes on 17 Gaming, all eyes on Begopa as we're getting ready to go to Erangel for the final map of PCS 7 Asia.
And we should mention that GFY, where they're at right now, they're still in GC. If everything was to go as it is, but if they slide, then Take Me Away Gaming will resume that spot. I don't think there's a world where Infantry can do this. I'm not sure. I thought maybe if they won that last game, who knows, but I think that's basically down and out. There's no world where Donwinkia, Ghibli, or 4AM have any hope. Of course, GEX and the Donuts USG, because of the regional seeds already locked. It looks like Donna was good to go. I have to take another quick look at the leaderboard to see where they're at, but I think they're pretty much safe and solid. Gen.G and above everybody, that's done, it's written in stone. GG, really I'm looking at GFY. They need to maintain that 5th place spot.
GFY needs to maintain top 5, Danawa needs to maintain top 12 to have their spots, but Danawa, they're playing reasonably well today. They've solidified a little bit there in the middle of the pack. GFY, although they faltered a little bit, so has Gen.G. Gen.G didn't pick up very many points in that last game either, so GFY probably made a sigh of relief given that game.
Absolutely.
Road to PGC continues on. We will know exactly where we're headed here when we finish this final match. And man, I am excited to get into it. One more match left to be played.
All right. Wait, that's not us. This is us.
There we go.
We're not 3 guys, only 2. That's math. Look at that.
It is. That's, yeah. Well done.
Thanks. You did it, guys. I'm really excited for this game because this is one of the most impactful, one of the most exciting final games of a PCS we've had. Maybe ever. With this many teams, with 4 teams that legitimately have a say in this, that legitimately potentially have a shot. Now, again, I say Petrichor is like half of a shot because it kind of depends on what New Happy does here in this last Erangel. Well, let's get the plane started. Let's light the tires. Let's kick the fires. It is time. I did that one backwards. Should have been light the tires.
I hadn't even noticed, but man, we got an eastward lane path on this one. All the way down from Severny to military bases. We're gonna have some big migration for these teams that want to land on the west side of Erangel. It's all gonna come down to this.
Might be a military circle.
I was just thinking the same thing. We've had a lot of them so far here at PCS.
Yeah, we've had enough, but we don't get to choose. And again, people are like, oh, the military circles, there's too many. I'm like, guys, like 18% of the landmass is the military island. It's bigger than it looks.
It's a big
like
island.
it's like an optical illusion. It's huge. It's like 3 kilometers across. Like, it's really big.
Yeah, it is pretty big. Tiamba now landing down here. Looking at the map feed, doesn't seem like we have too many incursions on established territory. Probably no hot drops so far. We're wondering a little bit whether 17 Gaming, New Happy, or Bagel Pond might try to go for some kind of trickery at the beginning, but doesn't seem like it's going to shake out that way. Everyone just kind of playing their same game, playing nice and safe. As Eueope actually trying to get Ghibli, who's landing, but
they hit somebody on Ghibli.
Oh, did they? And,
yeah, there was damage done. I saw it. I saw the little gray number, 36 damage, pop up, but then Shaver ran out of bullets. So,
Circle going to center up just to the northwest of Farm. So, probably not going to be a repeat of what we had in the previous map. Not going to be Military Island. Instead, we're going to be going just to the east of Pochinki by the looks of things. And 17 Gaming, as that Pochinki dropping team, to be quite happy with this.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is the thing about being the Pochinki dropping team is like most circles you're like relatively okay with. Right. Yeah, it's not too bad. So, absolutely, I mean, 17, their first international win ever could be coming in this game. And they don't even necessarily need the win. They just need like a pretty big win. And New Happy did not do much. And they've got it. I mean, they're only, what, 8 points.
8 points behind.
It's not bad.
Bagel Pond needs a little bit more. If it's going to be a Bagel Pond victory here at PCS 7 Asia, they probably need a win. In addition to perhaps New Happy struggling just a little bit. And Bagel Pond right now down at Novo, just looting up. This has been their prime looting spot here in the early game on Niringale. And as we saw previously, they did run into a little bit of trouble skirting past Donawa after crossing the bridge. And eyes on that as this game develops. They cross onto the main island. Whether there are teams posted up near
it might be Tai Lu or GFY that goes for the bridge. I mean, there's no way Donald this time. There's just no way. Because, you know, again, with that last circle, you know it's going to go more east than not. So teams were rushing in that direction earlier than not. But on this one, it just depends if Tai Lu or GFY is like, I don't know, feeling angry enough that they just want to try to go for some extra points. Right, just because of the position they're in, points-wise, they're only 3 points ahead of Gen G.
Yeah, 3 points ahead of Gen G, 6 from the Freaks, and 11 from Tiamba, who has been having a fantastic day overall. Tiamba really coming to life here in the second half, although they're not in charge, they're not in the head of the pack.
Sometimes already out. Look at this, he's already on the other side.
Oh yeah, look at that. I love this play by Bagel Pond.
Yeah.
Recognizing that, given the way the circle is developing, this might be a problematic area over here on the north side of the bridge. They might run into trouble.
Smart.
Send Songjang there very early. He probably had some of the best loot on the team to get there that quick. And just establish 4 posts, gather the intel they need.
Yeah, you're cutting a DMR from Songjang to get there. I didn't see one at least, unless there's a bug in the observer. He didn't have a secondary gun, so that's fine. You know, it's better safe than sorry here. And you never know. You can find another DMR, just a bolt even, throw it in the bag, get rocking and rolling. This GFY, for right now, doesn't look like they're too keen to do anything like a bridge camp. They might just go get a little information here on the edge, just see what's going on. There is a very rare world where this does go to the military island. Again, I'd say that's 2% chance, maybe less. Circles just don't like to work that way. They don't like to have that much water in them, so unless you get one of the outrageously rare like coastal finishes, which do happen from time to time. I've seen them. They are possible these things. It's actually even possible to have the Phase 8 circle have a little bit of water in it. It's actually possible. I've seen it. I can confirm that it's, unless they change the way the circles work again, the last time, which was last year, the last time I saw it, but so things like that can happen. They're just outrageously rare.
And I think we would know straight away with the next circle if it's going to go down like that.
Yeah. It has to hurt you.
Exactly. It's great landing. We had an AUG suppressor, some nice 3 gear. We'll see if GFY decides to step out of Milton and pick that up, as the Tungmo seems like going to get on his horse and go on his way. That's pretty. Infantry sharing some loot over here really quick, just kind of spreading things out. Red dots and attachments.
Oh, those poor red dots. Oh, I feel sad they're getting left behind.
I'm sure they have.
I'm sure they do, but, you know, I still felt a little bad for them.
Yeah, it's like abandoning a little puppy or something.
Oh my god, that's real sad.
We love our red dots. They're
Wow.
for PUBG players.
That was a lot sadder than I was gonna make it. I was like gonna be like a Toy Story kind of thing, like toys behind like Toy Story 3 or something. I don't know. You went dark, dude. Dang, man.
All right, well, Sung Junction confirmed from Bagopod that it is safe for them to cross that bridge to the northern side, and they do so safely. Freaks on their heels will be making their way around shortly. Now GEX does spot this rotation here from Gen G. Right close to shelter. We'll see exactly what's going to happen here. Of course, keeping an eye on Gen 8 is important here to understand how the situation will develop for GFY, as GFY wanting to secure that top 5 spot for those very critical points. Needs to stay ahead of Gen G, who's only 3 points behind them.
Yeah, and you know, Gen G would love to play spoiler, no doubt about it. They would be perfectly happy to kick GFY out of this thing. And the Freaks as well, not too far off. So there's a world where the Freaks or even Tiana. Heck, I don't know, Tai Lu wins this. There's a bunch of weird ways that this could actually shake out for GFY. That they fall out of 5th place. This is a really, really important game for them. Yeah, like you were talking about just a minute ago, Bagopod's bridge camping. Sort of, not really. It's not a full-on bridge camp. It's more of a, please don't cross this bridge just yet. We're gonna move. Just be patient. You guys get in line. You gotta wait your turn. Like, this is a queue. This is a queuing operation. You're making the Guangdong Freaks queue.
Is Bagopod suddenly British or something?
Yeah,
You don't want to get in line.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, well, the Freaks are responding in kind. The map feed right now, Hikari is halfway up the bridge, and the rest of the Freaks kind of identifying the situation, as you said. Looting that compound just to the south of the bridgehead, and now Tiamba rolling in, all the way near Rozak. No one in front of them, so they will have a clear pathway into this next circle. Pero making their way down from Severny as well, and at least Tosi actually trying to find an angle here on USG Donuts as these two teams sparring just a little bit over here to the east of Potato Mountain.
All right. Let's see. Everybody's drifting in as close to the farm as they can. It's more likely to be that way than not. That's the center of the circle, and with as much water as there is initially, these players just know there is a slight likelihood that's going to be closer than not. So everybody's trying to get a little bit deeper in territory. Eueope looks to be playing safe again. It looks like that's the same game plan from the previous game to me. Almost identical, just in a different position.
It does seem that way, and this is a little bit concerning considering the way that last game shaked out. Of course, now Eueope has an 8-point lead. But for now, just kind of playing safe, as you said, to the south of Yasnaya, posting up in a couple easily defendable compounds with a 2-2 split. As GFY also playing very quietly over here in Milta. Not too much action early in this one, as every team was just trying to put themselves in the best position to prepare for the next circle.
Okay, so I have an update on some PGC point things just from our friend Patrick. He does a great job keeping us up to date on everything on Twitter. So first of all, I appreciate you, Patrick. It's hard for the end of the state to find time. As literally, we do the casting, we do the that's everything to put this math together in between our short 5-minute breaks. Time we got to go to the bathroom as well. So really appreciate you, Patrick. You're a great dude. So Bagopod's in. It's a done deal. There's a whole bunch of interesting things for whoever wins this, of course, like we've been talking about. But for GFY, 5th place, they're in. 6th place, TMA is in. So the tiebreaker goes to TMA. But if GFY is 6th place and Infantry gets up to 7th, then Infantry gets in to PGC. So there's a world where Infantry has something to play for. It's going to take a banger game, but they could do it.
They had like a dozen kills last game. They're clearly feeling it. They're able to repeat that performance. Yeah, maybe they're going. But
yeah. We'll see. Yep, that's kind of what you expect on this. Just immediately leaves the military island. The 2 are probably going to have to leave sooner rather than later.
It does seem to be that way, as Hikari is slowly inching his way forward on that bridge. Ian and Akkad and Lash waiting very patiently outside, but something's going to have to give here at some point here for the Freaks, as they inevitably will have to cross. And New Happy seems like they're going to be ending their 2-2 split. Zipian and company coming over here to this house compound on this nice stretch of road. And Gilly Esports Heaven, he's been such a killer for this team. Just getting so much damage done. Gets yet another one with a nice headshot springer on Zenon.
Yeah, this is GEX just trying to mad dash to the center. there's a lot of guns pointed their way on this, what is sometimes colloquially referred to as Death Road, and you can see why. There's a lot of ability for teams to make it difficult for you to go down.
Yeah, for a dirt road on Arendelle, it's quite flat with not a lot of trees, which are some of the things, you know, elevation and trees that you expect to play with a little bit here on Arendelle. Instead, Death Road, quite dangerous, aptly named, as Pero's going to be rolling into this compound, along getting a good idea of the lay of the land here, perhaps identifying Eueope in that compound, spotting Damonkia rotating in to the northern side as well as Ing's trying to get that US in. Hitched up just a little bit, locked on that wall. We'll see if he makes it in. GFY now. Leapfrogging just a bit out of Milta to the northern side, taking these compounds.
Yeah, the Freaks made it over to the southeast corner of the circle. As Bagel popped over the west a little bit, but not past the farm just yet. Two Heart kind of leaped up into the point position now, from rear guard up to forward. Kind of reconnaissance, I suppose, is the way to look at it. There's another player there with him.
Sungjung, yeah. Sungjung and Two Heart. I managed to fort down to the south of, oh, that's a scary baby. These babies always terrify me when I go in these rooms, man.
Oh, they're not as bad as the dolls on the mannequins.
Yeah,
on
Tony
Manok. God.
Getting flashbacks to the first time I played on that.
I know, and you're like walking there, you're like, geez, you like shoot at whatever it is.
Oh,
wow. No way, dude.
Double headshot. Let's go, non.
That's nasty.
3-bullet shot, 2 headshots, and he gets a knock. Of course, that's hundreds of meters out, so no finish. But Eueope, although they hung up a big goose egg in the last game with 0 points, obviously still feeling it, still top end. Only need to maintain this lead that they have over 17 Gaming and Bagel Pond.
Yeah, we'll see. Ghibli, part of that Death Road camp, is GEX gets on the other side of it, and I don't think they know Xavier's as close as he is. I think Yumi's about to walk into death. Yep. Whoa, Xavier a little bit off there on that spray. Finally able to get it under control and takes down Yumin, but that was momentarily dicey. I thought Xavier might have whiffed that.
Yumin with a fast response, got a couple of bullets, then unable to respond with a knock down. Toso's out for revenge. Down to 3 players as Bagel Palm. Wow, Two Heart actually worked his way all the way to the south of the farm. This is a surprising move to me.
Well, he's got the Freaks on the right now, crossing over there. Circle's going over to the west. Hard shift over here. Pretty unexpected circle movement now. As Bagel Palm, tough choices ahead of them. Great headshot. Mutant of all guns.
Oh my God.
For Lambu.
6x Mutant is not something you see every day.
Not very much, especially over here in Asia. Teams are a little bit more keen to stick around and get their loot than I'd say I see sometimes in other regions on certain circle shifts. So, yeah, Donovan. Well, they can get, but they're basically good to go.
Yeah, the Freaks now driving past farm as it has been vacated. Sungjung, DG98, Pio, and Two Heart all roaming in on the southern side. We'll see where they end up as that southwest compound is occupied. And now Gen G making their dash, and I wouldn't be surprised if they try to find a dip somewhere in the middle, as they are often apt to do.
I believe you are correct, but I don't know what's open. There's that hillside dip that's really dangerous that I've never seen anybody.
But people continuously go for it.
Yep. Statilu sits on top of 4 AM, and 1 grenade is good. CC sends some flashes down in. An infantry awaits. Gen G. I guess there is. Okay, these houses are technically open. It's something.
Yeah, no one occupied these houses despite all the teams in this area. As Tyloo and 4AM fighting it out a little bit more to the north. CC's going to be coming down. We'll see if they end up squaring off here with Gen G as they're getting quite close to each other down here. Now GFY rotating out of Milta. They're going to swing around to the south of KDF. Last bring this down, unable to connect.
Well, this is almost certainly going to put them under the crosshairs of Bagel Pop.
Yeah.
And again, GFY is a team that would like to get some insurance points to stay out of Gen G. And this might be one. Foxy out on his own. The rest of Damonkia is pretty far behind. This is a solo scouting mission, which I think might cost him dearly in just a second. One more bullet. Yeah, it's a headshot bang. And Foxy never looked behind. Never.
Yeah, Foxy just with no clue that Penguins over there at the north of that bridge, and now GFY going to be establishing some kind of position over here in the south of the circle, trying to stay out of the range of Eueope as USG Corn gets the finish on Yan Lee, eliminated GEX in this lobby as they're the first team out in the final map of PCS 7 Asia. Now New Happy, it's been very quiet for them at the start of this game, and the last one is start running in.
They like the third-party fights, but they're just the opportunities have. And with the way they positioned themselves in the previous game, the opportunities really aren't going to be there. Let's see if they can find something here. They're going pretty far in. It looks like they're heading towards the road. Are they going to crash something? Are they just going to take the edge and hit the mountain? I see them veering up on the mountain. They might just be going for information, looking for a position to sled down into a fight that starts if they find the ability to do so. But that shack is not one of my favorite spots to be.
No, and this is a great reason why. That angle that Soul has is spectacular.
Yeah, and if somebody comes behind you, it's tough to defend.
Very. Soul peering in from that window, it's almost like looking down a bunch of bowling pins in a bowling alley. You can just line right up. All 4 men of New Happy trying to stay down there. CP Young going to move to the south side of that road as Damwon Kia probing just a little bit. They do confirm the position there of Akkad as they're going to struggle a little to find their way out of harm safely. As getting to the north, and oh my god, Keo. Just absolutely shredding Summer. He gets the headshot for the knock. Not able to flush, but he does get a tire.
That's ridiculous good shooting. That's an which I can tell you right now is not his favorite gun, but heck, it's working. They're trying to get to Summer here. Is GFY. Damwon Kia just trying to find some kind of open space. It's just way less. Four angry men inside of here, but this is dangerous on the wrong side of that car. They get out. 1, 2 go down, and 3 it's Genji and Tai Lu make short work of Damwon Kia, and they're going to end the tournament somewhere towards the bottom of the leader.
Yeah, Genji cleaning that one up quite nicely as that makes things a little bit more complicated for GFY. And Keo was unable to get the flush there as Summer is res. GFY wanted to try to establish something on the southeastern side, but man, they do not have the best position. They're trying to make it with some smokes, but at this point you kind of feel like they have to make a move to crash something.
They got to fight. It's almost the inevitable for them, and it's going to be tough fights no matter where they go. I mean, Eueope, of course, a really challenging opponent. They've got the Freaks on top of them. Now, Hikari just got knocked, so that might give them the opportunity to do something. I don't know. It looks like GFY hasn't tried to pounce onto that knock. Maybe they don't quite understand where it is. Xiao Yudi. Oh, no. No, not like this, Petrichor Road. Oh, Zach stabilized it. Oh my god, that bullet went inside the vehicle, just missed.
You're saying like this, man. I want to see Shaggy land some.
Oh, I mean, yes. Don't get me wrong.
That nade just barely bouncing off the window, so unfortunate bounce there for Xiao Yudi. He was not able to get that in the house, and now Petrichor Road at 17 Gaming. 2 of the top 4 teams sharing this compound, north and south. Is Ming going to try and connect with a spray here on Xiaobei, who's opting for the nade.
Like shutting the door there, because he saw the grenade in hand, making sure that that's not going to be able to get through without some other, bullet committed to open that door. Oh, great shooting there, but it's actually going to be time to put GFY out, and they are down to 6. Genji already has enough points. They're ahead. GFY, as it stands, is out of PGC.
Rough break there for GFY, just unable to make anything happen here with that in the circle, and now Petrichor Road continuing the battle here with 17 Gaming for this critical junction of the map. Keep in mind, only 13 points separate these teams. As wow, USG Americano actually got a ton of kills there on Tiamo. Tiamo now eliminated from this lobby. And this is a very important fight to decide exactly how the top 4 in this bracket is going to shake out.
Yeah, exactly. This is a really challenging fight for Petrichor Road. 17. Oh, that grenade bounces right into all of them! Ming! Wipe 17 out! No way, no how!
What a huge nade there out of Ming! 17 just gets absolutely obliterated. You couldn't have played the nade more perfectly if you tried. His Arrow, huge moment there. Gonna wipe 17's hopes of winning CS7 off the board. And now Arrow at 211 points. Them Eueope are the only ones that might stand a chance here against New Happy, who quietly.
Unbelievable that this tournament ends like that for 17. Yeah, absolutely heartbreaking. Oh my god, what a grenade though. Absolutely beautiful stuff. The Freaks are down to just 2 players now as they're trying to push up into USG. USG holding the line decently, catching the tail end is Lash, but he is going to be shut out. The Donuts here have to recover quickly as the blue is on its way. Sure is savable. New Happy though is going to swing up into this. They want these points.
Yeah, they want these points. 17 Gaming and Pero now both on the board. It's all 17 to New Happy and Bagel Paw. One of these teams will win. New Happy, they want to solidify that lead. DPL with a huge spray here. Gets 1, gets 2. Kaden Americano go down. He gets the flush, and now the USG Donuts, they have 7 kills already, but that might be coming to an end here as Korn gets taken out. New Happy now with 5 kills and a 17-point lead over Bagel Paw. And it seems all but over for the remaining teams in this lobby, man. New Happy, their lead is so good.
The only one who has a chance now is Bagel Paw. Petrichor Road got eliminated while this fight was happening, so it is only one more team that is within distance of our top team to topple them. And it's going to take a ridiculously massive game to do so. They've got to start farming points. I mean, Bagel Paw, hopefully they're aware of the leaderboard. I mean, this is the most insane grenades I've ever seen. That's the best I've seen since Captain's Grenade at the Face of Global Summit. That is unbelievable, just monumental, and just heartbreaking for 17 Gaming. I mean, they probably thought they could get out of there basically no problem, but Ming just with the perfect grenade takes him down. Now let's see if Donawak can place foil. New Happy down right here. That's door open for Bagel Paw, but again, Bagel Paw has to get on their course and start getting some kills.
Yeah, Bagel Paw needs everything to go their way right now. 17 points is a big hurdle to cross. They need at least 8 kills and the win, and that's assuming that New Happy gets no placements, gets no more kills. So they're going to have to play to perfection here as New Happy. They want to build on this lead. They want to lock this one down and win their first ever PCS Asia Championship. 4 men still standing strong, getting ready to make their next move.
Yeah, for New Happy, it's completing the triple crown, right? The PCL, the PCS, and PGC. They've already got 2 out of those. The PCS is the one that's missing, and that's the one they're looking for here. Loading up into these dossiers. Away we go. See where they can find any footing in this. They're going to drift in towards 4 AM. I tell you, the way 4 AM's been playing, that's probably the way I go too. Grenades are going to be free thrown here from ZG. He hooks that one pretty decently, gets a fair amount of damage. Now, Forever gonna let loose with one of his own. I mean, there's a ton of damage being done to New Happy somehow, some way. No knocks again. It just feels like that USG fight on Miramar all over.
Yeah, these nades are connecting, and like you see it again there with HS, he only takes 27 damage as utilities continue to fly. Somehow no knocks. That just barely past HS again. He gets pulled off, but now Shaolu and coming in, they get 2 knocks. Forever gets a third one. It's all up to HS. But with the shotgun, Forever shuts them down, and this gives Bagel Paw an opportunity. If they play perfectly from this position, might be the champions.
They need a lot of kills. I don't know if it's possible, but they need a lot of kills. That's all I can say right now. We'll find out if they're going to be able to do it. They're making a center circle dive to try to see if they can establish a rule. Never mind. Donawak here. Donawak spread out in the open, and Lambu gets 2. DG is able to find 1 himself, but Lambu doing a ton of damage, and this may be New Happy winning this event. Well, don't count Pio out just yet, I suppose. He's going to be able to get the knock onto Helen there. That fire, if it reaches Salute, he is down. Somehow that hasn't wrapped to his corner, so he's able to pull his heel off, and the infantry is keen to try to scoop up whatever points they can.
Yeah, and Eo struggling for time right now. More nades are coming in, and Salute coming in from the side. Wipe out Bagel Paw.
Still a great event for Bagel Paw, all things considered, and that is going to put the win firmly into New Happy's hands. We'll get to that at the end of the game. Infantry, though, again, still potentially something to play for here. If they can shoot themselves up into 7th place, I don't know if it's doable. I don't know if there's enough points even left in the lobby, but hey, might as well go at it. Monsters could just have a monster day. A lot of kills for him. He's been a bright spot for infantry. Soul's going to get knocked by Asura. Genji might be able to, put together a solid little ending here.
Yeah, they might. They've been kind of quiet over there on the southeastern side, haven't veered too far from that compound as infantry now going to try and weaken the positioning for Donawak. Spray the smoke, and they actually find 1. Asura's going to get the finish there onto Soul, so 4 has to pick up another point. Top 7 spot, we'll see if they're able to get it as the circle just centers up.
All right, Shaolu outside him and Forever, able to take down the winners of this tournament. We can safely say it, Eueope. But they, of course, want to have a strong finish, feel good about the ending. They're in last place, but Hate will go out in style to see there from Renva's grenade. If there's any more, he's done. It's just Molly's left. They're either too far or too short, so he's able to survive. Oh,
finally catching a Molly as the first aid kit coming down. Will it be able to be in time? Spear coming in from the side, does spray through, but he hits the vehicle a ton. Takes a bunch of damage from the Molotov, and CZ actually getting the knock there for Tai Lu. Now infantry getting in on this action.
That's a bit of a problem. Spear a lot of damage there. Trying to get around there. Unfortunately, it looks like the res will be in, and that's a frag sort of in trouble, but he's able to sidestep it enough. Another frag going to be thought of by Xiao Lu. Will that one fit in? No, it's in the bathroom. Second one, though, almost had Sura. He can use to throw healing inside of it, probably desperately calling out for help. Oops.
Xiao Lu, a little bit of an unfortunate battle there as bangs him. Saw that flashbang. And getting ready to breach the top of this compound as Genji Asura trying to hold on for dear life here. In the meantime, Spear in a lot of trouble along with Renva.
Yeah, this is tricky for those two. Is that vehicle almost does a backflip, not able to get enough momentum to complete. Asura is still just everything in the zinc being thrown at him here. Switches over to the pump. Forever has one too, though. Aha, my pump is better than yours. And you can see that Spear is trying to help. A decent game for Genji, but not a ton of kills to write home about. The Blues about to finish the game potentially as Genji. With the points they've got, there's not much further they can get ahead of the leaderboard, so be it. Probably just wait this one out.
Yeah, Spear gonna pop another kit. We'll see what he decides to do with that. It's largely infantry versus 4AM here now. 3 men up on both sides. Monster gets a nice counter on 4AM, but this might provide infantry with an opportunity here. ZG firing back, gets a lot of damage on it, and one bullet away from getting knocked there, but somehow manages to skirt disaster.
This might put them out of the freak. This might put them in the PGC. If my math is not correct, it's gonna be close. There's two more. There's a couple more kills out there. Spear got on the blue. 4AM is 2 left. If infantry wins this, I think they go. I go to PGC, but Xiao Lu has something to say about it. He's gonna knock Longsker.
4AM fighting back. It's a 2v2 now. Monster's now trying to go for the res to bring infantry back up to 3 guns. ZG probing ground here on the north side. He wants to find an angle, but averted a little bit by the smoke, by the hillside. And Lin now with some nice connections here on ZG. That's a lot of damage coming in.
This might just be it. This might have changed the destiny. GFY goes out with a whimper, and infantry trying to go out with a bang, but again it's Xiao Lu with the barrel, hitting some serious damage, getting the knock. He's out in the open though. Monsters is going to get the kill. Infantry's going to win, but I think
they're only
come up just short.
Just is infantry taking place. But man, Eueope, the champions. They've done it, Paperton.
Yes, your PCS 7 Asia champions completing the triple crown. Going to be Eueope Esports, best team in the world right now, hands down, and they go into PC looking to be our first back-to-back PGC champions.
What an amazing moment here. Eueope playing consistently and beautifully to finish this tournament, racking up the kills, racking up the placement points, and way to close it out here is Eueope just dominant. It was a close race all the way up to the end, but 3 in a row here, championship weekend.